Hello, how are we all doing? Are we live yet? We are, I think we're live. We're sort of live. How are we all doing, everyone? Good to see you. Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key, and we've got another big night. And a massive night, to be honest, after earlier this week. Wolves against Liverpool, FA Cup, the rematch. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I am so nervous for this one. The lineups are in. You can see the lineups on the right-hand side now. The lineups for both teams. We'll go through them in just a moment. How we all doing, everyone? Good to see you. Vert's back in the squad. Yep, Vert is back. Cecil, how's it going, mate? Lovely to see you. Oxford fan, evening key, evening chat. Lovely to see you, mate. Sharia Ahmed, good to see you, man. How's things? Jake Gakpo starting again. He's defo slot's son. Well, no, I mean Rio's in there. I mean, I don't know what more what are you asking for, Jake? Cody, there's nothing. I don't know why there's such an issue with Cody Gakpo. Why do Liverpool fans have such an issue with Cody Gakpo? They're so fixated on him. So fixated on him. Cody Gakpo at centre forward, probably better option than Ekatike, to be honest with me, because Ekatiki's been shocking. Yeah, he's been shocking. Sarah, lovely to see you. Julius, a member for 1 month. Well done, mate. Thank you very much. And really appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Keith says, good to see you, Keith. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well, sir. How are we all doing in the chat? I'm on the wrong section here, aren't I? I'm supposed to be doing it on this phone, not that one. Come on, Keith. Sort your life out, mate. Do you think you lose twice to him? I don't know. I don't think we lose twice. I think we go through tonight. And if I'm dead, I did say this earlier this week. We spoke about this on the channel earlier this week. And I do think that it was always likely we would drop points in at least one of these games. Or rather, drop points. Let's say not win. We would not win both of these games. I thought that earlier this week before a ball had been kicked. And when we spoke about it, pretty much every Liverpool fan was unanimous, myself included, that if you could only win one of them, whether it was the league game or the FA Cup, they'd rather win this one tonight. This is the more important game. This is the game that we need to focus on more than anything, because we need to be in the FA Cup. We need to be doing well in this competition. It'll be a huge opportunity for us to make this season a success. And I think it is a really important thing, to be honest, that we go far, go deep in this competition. Where are we up to? Yes, Key lad, how's it going? See you, Wheatley. Sav, Spurs are going down. I don't believe Spurs are going down. No, I don't. Alex, have you got a Newcastle shirt? I have got a Newcastle shirt. Yeah, I've got the old, what was it called? Northern Rock. The old Northern Rock shirt. About 15 years old. Matthew, who would you want to replace Slot with next season if it's not Xabi Alonso? I wouldn't want to replace Slot. Yeah, I wouldn't want to replace him at all, mate. Not at all. I want to see my Northern Rock. Oh, Sam, you dirty dog. Will, surely Rio starts tonight. Rio does start tonight, mate. Yeah, Rio is starting. He is in the... It's Salah, Rio, and Gakpo as the front three. Do you feel silly when you laugh at Arsenal drawing and then go on to lose? No, not really. Not really, no. Why would you feel silly? Do you know what, people? I think that's the problem, especially with young people these days. They're so terrified of being wrong. So what? So what? You got something wrong? Who's asked? If you're always scared of being wrong, you'll never do out with your life. I'm scared I got something wrong. So what? Who's asked? I'll get something right this week. I get lots of things right. Sometimes I get stuff wrong. It happens. Chill out. Don't try and be perfect. Burn that mag shirt, Key. Do you feel a sense of karma? Well, yeah, to a degree, yeah. Yeah, football always collects its debts, and it collected one with me last week. But hey, it'll get everyone else as well. It happens. This is why we love the game. Let's not profess to be like bigger than it or anything. This is exactly what you get. This is why we love football. It bites us in the arse if you get a bit too big for yourself. And you know, it always surprises us when we're down in the dumps. It pulls us out of our funk. This is why we love it. Shell, lovely to see you, mate. Lovely to see you. Fish and a Reese Cake says Wolves will win tonight as they have the nothing to play for in the league mindset. Well, maybe they will. If they do, then they do. I don't think they will. I think Liverpool have got it tonight. Pride of Merseyside. Key, you need to change that lineup. It's not me, mate. It's pulled automatically from. I don't know if it's Who Scored or Flash Scores or Sofa Score. Either way, it's gonna be. It will update itself within 5-10 minutes. As soon as it all populates, it'll be updated. So yeah, we'll see, man. But listen, at the end of the day, you can just. Yeah, it'll literally be 5 minutes. You'll see it all on there. But as it stands, in fact, we'll just go through the lineups here because I've got them on the screen. We'll go through them. How funny Newcastle gets City and we get Port Vale. What, in the FA Cup? Well, listen, we're watching City tomorrow night. Tomorrow we've got... who have we got tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow we're doing Wrexham-Chelsea. Wrexham-Chelsea 5:30 and then we're doing Newcastle against City. And then on Sunday, I was going to do Leeds, but I'm going to give the Leeds game a miss. We're going to do Rangers-Celtic in the Old Firm. Sunday is basically Derby Day. We're doing Rangers-Celtic in the Old Firm, Scottish Cup quarter-final, massive game. And then on the night, AC Milan against Inter Milan. The Milan Derby at the San Siro. Love it. Jack says, the Liverpool lineup I don't mind, except for Salah starting. I think he's washed and Gakpo should be a super sub like Klopp had him. Other than that, I'm satisfied with the starting lineup. But who else are you picking? Who else are you picking, Jack? Keith, happy Friday. Shell, come on, Wolves. Yeah, love it. Even the Everton fans are supporting Wolves. I love it. Scouseby, I fancy Mansfield against Arsenal. Somehow I can't see it. Yeah, no, I don't see it tonight, to be honest. Pride of Merseyside says Everton v Liverpool rescheduled for April the 19th. 6 weeks to go. We'll do him. We'll do him in that one. I fancy us. We'll smash it. We'll do the double over them both. Yeah, we'll do the double over them both. Right, where's me? Have I got? Should we do a little pre-match quiz? A little cheeky pre-match quiz while we're waiting for the lineups to update. Give me the top 20 Liverpool Premier League goal scorers. There you go. Top 20 all-time Liverpool Premier League goal scorers. Get your answers in the chat. There you go. Little pre-match quiz. Smash your answers in the chat. I want the top 20 Liverpool Premier League goal scorers of all time. Well, say all time. Just in the Premier League era. So going back to like 92, 93. The Premier League era Liverpool top goal scorers. Get your answers in the chat. Top 20. Who are they? Billy Little. Martin, hello Martin, all the way from Kenya. Wishing Wolves all the best. I'm a Gunners fan. Martin, lots of love, mate. Lots of love to Kenya. Cecil says Salah. Yes, Mo Salah is top. 188 goals. Rush, Ian Rush. Yes, well done. Pride of Merseyside. Rush is number 12. Shell Lukaku. Not Lukaku. It's only Premier League era, mate. It's only Premier League era. So it's not... Yeah, you can't be chucking in Roger Hunt and Billy Little. Ince isn't right. No, not Paul Ince. James Milner, says Jack Play. No, James Milner doesn't make it, but Steven Gerrard does, Jack. He is third. Yeah, Stevie Gerrard is third. Robbie Fowler is second. Well done, Cecil. So there you go. Top three, you've got Salah, Fowler and Gerrard. Salah, Fowler, Gerrard are your top three. Why is it so... I don't know why it's so thingy. Maybe it needs to move a little bit further away. Spotty C, Slippy G or Sniffy. Yeah, cracking. Great fun as always, Alex. Last invited to parties there, Alex. Lamps, not Andy Cole. No, we're only doing Liverpool, Shell. Torres, yes. Fernando Torres is 8th. 8th. P5AM, Coutinho. Philip Coutinho is 13th. Yes, 13th. Bobby Firmino as well, yeah. Bobby Firmino's number 6. Cecil, Michael Owen. Michael Owen is 4th. So you've got 5 out the top 6. 5 out the top 6. Fernando Torres, Liverpool's number 9. You'll love to see it. Evening, Key, my son. How's it going, Madhouse? We are just doing a little cheeky pre-match quiz. Top 20 Liverpool Premier League scorers of all time. Cecil, damn, I got the top 4. What a beast. Yeah, you've done well. Owen 4th, Gerrard 3rd, Fowler 2nd, Mo Salah 1st. And you got Bobby Firmino, who's 6th. C. Wheatley, Luis Suarez. Yeah, Luis Suarez is number 7. Fowler, uneven Stephen. Yep, Fowler is 2nd. Mane, good answer, Shell. Yeah, Sadio Mane is 5th. Keith, Paddy Berger just sneaks in, number 20. Good answer, that. Very good answer. Ayo, don't worry, Thomas. Who's Thomas? Must be talking to someone else there. Al says, playing on a Friday. That's some woke nonsense. Cecil, Steve McManaman. Yeah, Steve McManaman is number 14. Steve McManaman, 14th. Good answer. Peace, I'm Danny Murphy. Not Danny Murphy, no. Danny Murphy doesn't make the top 20. We've got Firmino, we've got Coutinho. Dirk Kuyt, uneven Stephen. Yeah, Dirk Kuyt is number 10. Dan Evening Key, Daniel Sturridge. Good to see you, Dan. Daniel Sturridge is number 9. So you've now got the top 10 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 others. So you got 14. You got 6 to get. Raheem Sterling, believe it or not, does not make the top 20. Madhouse, love the Man U background. Listen to him. Listen. Good day, Kay. How's it going, Rasta? Daniel Sturridge you've got. Yeah, Daniel Sturridge is 9th. Jota. Yes, Jota is correct. He's number 11. Patrick Berger we've got. He's number 20. Yeah, you've got Jota, you've got Coutinho, you've got Patrick Berger, you've got Steve McManaman, you've got Ian Rush, Dirk Kuyt, Daniel Sturridge, Fernando Torres, Luis Suarez, Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane, Michael Owen, Steven Gerrard, Robbie Fowler, and Mo Salah. They are the ones you've got so far. Still more to get. Stan Collymore. No, not Stan Collymore. He doesn't make the top 20. Ibra, did you think City would win the league? Yeah, I did, and I don't think it's necessarily out of the equation, is it, to be fair? Emil Heskey. Yes, Emil Heskey is number 15. Good answer. David Jarvis says Liverpool 2-0 tonight. I think 3-0. I think Liverpool win quite comprehensively tonight. Is Divock Origi on the list? He's not. No, he doesn't make the list. He's not number 20. He's not in the top 20. But Redknapp is uneven, Stephen. Yeah. Redknapp is number 17. Gary McAllister, no, sadly not. If he'd have come to Liverpool earlier in his career, I think he might have done, you know. Barnes, or was that too late? A little bit too late. I think he did most of his goal scoring for Liverpool in the first division. So not John Barnes, not Divock Origi, not Gary McAllister, but Redknapp and Emile Heskey is right. Cody Gakpo, good answer. Yeah, Cody Gakpo starts at centre forward tonight. He's number 16. Emilio, if you don't win, will you doubt Slot? And if not, why? No, I won't doubt Slot. I think anyone who is doubting Slot is seriously detached from reality, if I'm dead honest with you. We are 3 points off third. 3 points off third. I don't think any Liverpool fan can reasonably expect Liverpool to be competing with City and Arsenal. A quick glance at our bench would tell you that we're nowhere near those two. So third is basically where this Liverpool team should be finishing. If we do finish third, then that's kind of where we are. It's not nice, it's not pleasant, but it is kind of where we are as a team. And we're 3 points off that. One game. Yeah, we literally could be there this week. Well, not this weekend, but next game week, it's plausible that Liverpool could be in the top three. We could be third. We could be three. We could be third. So, yeah, we'll see. Uneven Stephen, biggest mistake you made in the summer, Luis Diaz. Well, Luis Diaz is there. He's number 18. I don't think he was a mistake, though. I think we had to get rid of Luis Diaz, though. P5AM says Peter Crouch. Peter Crouch does not make the list, bizarrely. Again, player who should have had a longer Liverpool career. Not Darwin Núñez either, Jack Play, no. Jordan Henderson, Shell. Jordan Henderson is number 19. So you've got Berger, Henderson, Diaz, Redknapp, Gakpo, Heskey, McManaman, Coutinho, Rush, Jota, Kaut, Sturridge, Torres, Suarez, Firmino, Mane, Owen, Gerrard, Fowler and Salah. They are your top 20. Sorry, I should have said you only got one more left to get. You've got it. There you go. That was the top 20. Liverpool Premier League top 20 scorers. Emilio, fair enough. Most of the Liverpool fan base scapegoat Slot and Gakpo. I mean, I don't think it's most. I actually think the vast majority of Liverpool fans are behind the manager. There's just a very vocal minority, and a lot of them tend to have social media platforms, sadly, who are very, very negative and critical. And to be fair, that's because they've realised that being very, very negative and critical of Liverpool works. It works, doesn't it? It gets them views, it gets them, and that's their job ultimately at the end of the day. That's fair enough. I get it. Play the game. But it's not very sincere. I don't think they actually believe that. And if they do believe that, then I would have real deep concerns about them, because I don't think anyone looks at this Liverpool side and thinks, do you know what? That group of players, they should be doing an awful lot better than they are. I don't think it's the manager. I think there's a bunch of players there who are miles off it, and I think everybody can see him, to be honest. Everybody can see it. Reggie, are you doing the business tonight, Key? Or have Wolves got your number? No, we'll do that. Listen, we were unlucky to lose the other day. It's one of them. It takes a big deflection in the last minute. They had 2 shots all game, and they scored off both. We probably should have done better in the first. I mean, Christ, the ball literally bounces off the bar and goes behind Kirkes. We had loads of chances to kill the game off. We didn't do it. I think it was one of them that you've got to chalk down to just a bit of bad luck. We've had a lot of games where we've deserved to lose. I don't think midweek was one of them. I think that was a bit of bad luck, to be honest. Davey says Wolves have to concentrate on the LG. Liverpool should win this. Wolves have to concentrate on the on the league. They can't really do anything in the league, though, mate. If anything, Wolves have got to pour everything into the FA Cup, surely. Uneven Steven says, I do believe it benefits everyone for Wolves to lose tonight. Extra games for Liverpool, less games for Wolves. Shell, shouldn't that background be a nice gold colour, Key? It will not be a nice gold colour, Shell. You cheeky devil. For duck's sake says, Fowler was a victim of his own body letting him down. Such a natural finisher, though. Fowler was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Emilio, do you rate Gakpo and do you think he deserves to be starting? Yes, he deserves to be starting because we have nobody else. That's not Slot's fault. It's not Gakpo's fault. There is nobody else we can put in instead of Cody Gakpo. He has to start because he's the most experienced player that we have on the left-hand side, and you can't, with the best of intentions, you can't throw in a 16, 17-year-old and expect them to play in big moments throughout the season. you've got to give him bits. You've got to introduce him gradually, and I think that is exactly what Arne Slot has done. Rio Ingemoa has already played a whole lot more than Trent Alexander-Arnold did at his age under Jurgen Klopp. And yet Arne Slot gets so much criticism saying that, he doesn't trust the young players. Arne Slot, he gets so much criticism. He doesn't trust the young players. He doesn't give them the time. He doesn't. All these young players are going to leave. It's nonsense. It's absolutely not. It's not supported by any sort of logic or statistics. It's nonsense. Stephen says we were unlucky. Were you watching the same game, pal? Well, what would you consider to be... You thought Wolves deserved to win that? I mean, it depends on which way you look at merit, I guess, doesn't it? I guess how do you weigh up merit? You could look at it as Wolves defended really well, and they did, and they rode their luck, and they took the only two... It wasn't even a chance. They took one chance that came their way, and then they had a massive slice of luck when it deflects up from a pot shot 20 yards out. That is luck. Of course it's luck. That last goal is luck. However you want to dress it up, of course it's luck. So yeah, it was bad luck. Of course it was. You can't say that's not bad luck. It's baffling. Stephen says we were horrendous. No, it was a bad result. But bad result doesn't always mean a bad performance, Stephen. I think that's a problem, is a lot of Liverpool fans in particular, we react so emotionally, so quickly, and we go, oh my God, there's been a terrible result, therefore that must have been a terrible performance. It isn't always the case. And actually, there's plenty of games we've won where we've not actually played all that well either. But that's not just a Liverpool problem. That's a reactive, emotionally immature football fan problem that we have across football at the minute, sadly. Do you still think you can win trophies this season? Well, we're still in the FA Cup, mate. We go through to the quarter-final if we win tonight. I Am Crude says we were dreadful and Sarr should have saved Salah's goal. Again, I can only assume this is someone who's got real not self-loathing, but with Liverpool football, there's just so much negativity. There's no degree of balance at all. And in fact, anyone who applies any even remote level of balance is actually deemed to be hyper positive. It's not always horrendous. Look, how can we be horrendous when we're 3 points off third? Have some grip on reality, for God's sake. Third. There's literally a chance that next game week in the Premier League, Liverpool will have been the third best side in the Premier League this season. That's a realistic possibility. That is an actual realistic possibility. How on earth can you then determine that Liverpool are this unbelievably horrendous side? We can't be that much worse than the two teams above us. If that indeed plays out to be the case, of course. I Am Crude says Kiwi beat Forest though when everyone slated the performance. Yeah, because the manager doesn't hug his players and doesn't fist bump the crowd. Honestly, this is a prime... when people say, ask the average man in the street or the average football fan in the street, do you have any idea how stupid the average football fan is? The average football fan is an absolute moron. Not even just football fan. The average person in the street is a moron. They're stupid. They react emotionally to stupid stuff. And it's that exact stuff. Again, we watch football and their immediate reaction is bad result. Oh, must be bad performance. It's not always the way. It's not always the way. Tim says being third doesn't make you third best. Well, it does up to that point in the season, doesn't it? Arsenal are certainly the best team in the season so far, aren't they? Don't think many would disagree with that. Wolves are certainly the worst team in the Premier League so far this season. But I don't think they are the worst team in the Premier League. That's probably a better conversation. I don't think Wolves are. I Am a Sofa. Key, what are your predictions for this game? I think Liverpool win 3-0. Comfortable win tonight, I think. Steven says Salah, Gakpo, Alisson. Who is going to hold these players responsible? I think all three. There's a real possibility they leave in the summer. He keeps starting them. Who are you starting over them, mate? We've got nobody else. This is it. I can't get on board with it, Stephen. With the greatest of respect, mate, what are you expecting Arne Slot to do? He's got nobody else he can play. Nobody else. Absolutely nobody else. Emilio, I'm an Arsenal fan, but some of the Arsenal fans I come across are the biggest crybabies. And again, do you know what? Will, you've just said Jose Sarr should have saved Salah's goal. Do you not apply the exact same logic to, maybe Alisson or Curtis Jones shouldn't have, passed it back to Alisson? You can go to that nth degree. If you say, well, that should have happened for them, surely that should have happened for us. Jose Sarr pulled off an absolute world-class save against Rio Ngamo where he tips it onto the post. There's all these different things you got to weigh up, and yes, I'll still say, I'll die on that hill, we were unlucky in midweek. We were unlucky. That doesn't mean that, I think we're fantastic or that I think we should have won or deserved to win. I don't think that at all, but I think a point would have probably been the right result overall. Roshant says, Alisson is good. He just had one bad game. He made world-class saves against West Ham. Alisson's good. Alisson's good. Gakpo's good. Daddy-O says, I'm so glad I'm not average. Are you average, Key? Good evening, by the way. No, I'm not average. I'm not average. I don't believe I am massively above average, though, and I don't believe anyone in the chat is, to be honest. We've got a great community of very knowledgeable football fans here. You know your stuff. But when you come in, when there's people who come in and they start throwing nonsense, like, do you think Arne Slot should be sacked? He's 3 points off third. Get a grip of yourself. Stephen says, pal, we have a world-class keeper who we paid big bucks for. We have alternatives. Okay, so you want to put Mamardashvili in over Alisson, but you've just said that Alisson's good. Oh, no, you didn't. That was Roshant, sorry. You got the same bloody avatar. Okay, you want to put Mamardashvili in for Alisson. You want to put that? Is that what you actually think? That's what would change it? That's what would have made the difference in midweek? Mamardashvili instead of Alisson? I have to disagree. I absolutely have to disagree. CSG games, you're brave coming online for another Wolves game twice in 1 week. Nah, listen, this is what we do. We're here every day. This is what it's about. We come on and watch footy games together. Doesn't matter. We'll be back again tomorrow. Even if I lose today, even if Liverpool lose today, I'll be back again tomorrow for Wrexham against Chelsea. I'll show my face. I'm not a shitbag. I'll be here tomorrow. I am crew. Why wouldn't you start Mamardashvili, Chiesa and Rio tonight and save the squad for the league? Because, Will, if we go out of the FA Cup, you and many others like you in the fan base will slate him and say sack Arne Slot. And I don't get it. He has to go strong tonight. I don't get why you would play Chiesa when every time we've started him, from the start, he's been shocking. He's been absolutely shocking. The player himself has admitted he can't play 90 minutes. So listen to the player. He's refused international call-ups to the Italy squad. Why do you want Federico Chiesa to start games of football? Why on earth do you want it to happen when the player himself has said he's not ready? He's rejecting these call-ups. The manager himself watches him in training, doesn't think he's ready. Whenever we have started him, he's been god-awful. He's been subbed more often than not. Bring him off the bench for and to be honest, he came off the bench the other night and he was responsible for the late winner. Came off the bench, he didn't do any pressing at all, didn't do any chasing back, and it was his man who scored. Him and Rio should have done loads better on the goal. So Chiesa, for me, he's a non-starter. He shouldn't be at the club in the summer. If we have to use him, he's a bench option, that's it. I wouldn't have Chiesa anywhere near it. Anywhere near it. Gamer Guru, don't worry, Key. After Wolves win tonight, you have an easy game against Spurs to get your mojo back. Maddow says, Key, do you think Arne Slot should be sacked? Just asking from an average fan. Keith Scott says, no keeper was saving that deflection. That's football. It happens. It's true. It's true. Stephen says, since Christmas, he's been poor. Distribution. If he's an outfield player, it's a different. Salah the same. Slot's got no balls. Lost the dressing room. I don't know how anyone can determine that he's lost the dressing room. Some of the performances that Liverpool have put in recently is not evidence of a side who's lost the dressing room. I thought when we went away to Arsenal, we played terrific. People were saying he'd lost the dressing room months ago. And we went on a run of winning 6 games out of the last 7 before the Wolves game. 6 games out of the last... Was it 6 games out of the last 7 or 7 out of the last 8? 6 in the last 7 or 7 out of the last 8? I can't remember, actually. Whoever it was almost certainly I think, was it 6? Was it 6? I think it was 6, wasn't it? 6 out of the last 7. Either way, some of the performances in that do not suggest a manager who's lost the team, lost the dressing room. No chance. Liam says, Key, you're such an Arne Slot glory supporter. All you do is support Arne Slot. If he's not good enough, then he has to go, and that's honesty. No, I'm not an Arne Slot glory supporter. Everyone else who seems to be attacking him is just Mr. Negative. That's all it is. I'm applying some degree of balance to it. That's all. Adam, has Slot adapted to the changes in the league fast enough for you, Key? I mean, I would imagine winning the Premier League in his first season was pretty decent adaptation, I thought. But, yeah, finishing 3rd, 4th, I don't think would be a bad season given the challenges we've had. And I think that's still where we finish up, to be honest, 3rd or 4th. We're 3 points off the top 4. Or 3 points off 3rd, rather. 3 points off 3rd. We could, in theory, be 3rd within a week or 2, whenever we next play in the Premier League. Logan, do you think we'll win the FA Cup? We can do. Don't see why not. I am Crute. The main issue for us has been no Verts in the past few weeks. Team is too slow without him. No Verts, no Isak. And again, honestly, like, I've said this loads of times, but I do feel like it's a really important point. If Alexander Isak was fit and in this Liverpool team, how many more points would we have? Realistically, how many more points do you think this Liverpool side would have if Alexander Isak was still in the side and he was fit? Because he was banging them in. Just before he came out, he scored the winner against West Ham. He scored the winner against Tottenham. And by the way, he scored the winner against Tottenham, assisted by Verts, and Ekitike scored in that game as well. So Ekitike, Verts and Isak as like a 3 up front were just starting to click into gear. Imagine we had all those 3. Not even all season, just for most of the season. Just for most of it. The same way that Arsenal have had most of their front 3, or City have had most of their front 3 for most of the season. We've not had ours. We've had big problems for most of the season getting players on the pitch, and our best players on the pitch. And we're still only, we're 16 points behind Arsenal? I don't think it's unrealistic to say we'd be, maybe 6 to 9 points better off if we had Isak in the side. I think that's realistic. There you go. Julius says 8 points. I think it's absolutely possible that we could be, even if you say 6 points. Even if you say 6 points. 6 points means we are comfortably 3rd right now. And that changes everything, doesn't it? That changes the entire perception. Gamer Guru, fully fit Isak, you'd probably have scraped a few more goals, but he hasn't been as good as he was at Newcastle. In what world would you say he hasn't been as good as he has at Newcastle? What are you basing that off? Because he's barely played, mate. If you look at how many actual starts, minutes on the pitch he's had, he didn't really start for us until properly started getting games until late, was it September, October time? Broke his leg in December. The guy, we had international breaks around that time as well. It felt like he had a lot of it was very much in and out. Let's give him 60 minutes here and then get him out the team again, and then we'll leave him on the bench, we'll bring him in. But whenever he actually got into a rhythm, when he finally got into a rhythm, he broke his leg. That was the problem with Isak. Don't think anyone actually disputes, do they, just how good Alexander Isak is. Got 62 goals in 109 games at Newcastle. BN says Salah's going to get 2 goals this game. Can't see it, but we'll go for it. Let's see. Elijah, did you watch the beautiful United game v Newcastle? I did indeed, yeah. Rasta says Slot's lost the plot, fam, honestly. Behave yourself, Rasta. Andy says, come on, you Wolves. It's feeding time. Big Key, my favourite Spurs pool fan. And Roshant says, Alisson is still in his prime. Goalkeepers aren't like outfield players. They play longer and their prime is for a long time. Keith says true. A lot more they've been missed and they're still chasing the Champions League. Very true. Gamer Guru says, when he was fit, he was struggling a bit for you guys. I get what you're saying, but he might need to adapt to your style. More is my point, and a broken leg can drastically change a player. It can, yeah, maybe. I mean, I would have been a lot more concerned if it had been like an ACL and then... Broken bones are usually easier to recover from, aren't they, than like, you know, ligament damage and stuff like that, because then, you know, he doesn't have maybe the explosive pace, he's reluctant to turn and stuff like that. That affects movement a lot more than broken bones. So hopefully he gets back on the pitch and you know, he's there again, he clicks. I mean, he's already back on grass. Apparently he'll be back towards the end of March, start of April, according to Arne, so we'll see. Logan says, I hope tomorrow in the FA Cup, Chelsea batter Wrexham, our rivals. It'd be funny. Well, we'll be watching that one, Wrexham-Chelsea tomorrow, followed by City away at Newcastle. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Sarah says he can't be that bad when Arsenal was after him for a long time. I still think if you offered Arsenal fans that now, if you said to him you can have Isak right now, even though he's out injured for the rest of the season, or you can have Victor Gyökeres, which one do you want? I guarantee you every Arsenal fan's taking Isak. And if they don't, they're stupid. Every single Arsenal fan's taking Isak over Gyökeres. Even now, even with Gyökeres fit, they would 1,000,000% take Isak. Reggie says, I'm not playing any violins for Liverpool. I was shit scared when he signed for you lot. Would never wish him ill, will, but I can't say I'm massively upset to see him on the sidelines. Well, yeah, of course, because he's a big player, and that's standard. I get it. Roshan says, Key, would you keep or sell Gakpo? I'd keep him, mate. Yeah, I'd keep him, and I'd keep Gakpo, but I would loan out Rio Ingamoa. I think Rio needs some proper regular game time, so I'd get him out to maybe a lower level Premier League side or possibly a higher up Championship side. Get him some regular minutes. You know, maybe send him somewhere like Derby. Harry Wilson, the Derby loan completely, you know, changed things for him. The same with Tyler Morton and Harvey Elliott when they went to Blackburn. So sometimes sending them to a lower level, sort of higher level Championship club maybe. Get them regular minutes, get them starting every game. That could be the making of Rio Ingamoa. I think he could do really well out on loan. And then we keep Cody Gakpo as a backup and we go and get someone like, an Elise, a Andy, a man, whoever it might be. Daddy-O, I'd love to talk to a player about the importance of pre-season and why you can't create one for the player in a month. It's not a knock either, I'm curious. Most people are really, I think most people maybe underestimate just how important pre-season is for Isak as well. Andy says, I don't want Isak, he'd fail at Arsenal, as teams only play low block against us. Isak thrives using his pace and space. He ain't getting space playing for Arsenal. I disagree. I think Isak's brilliant at linking the play up. He doesn't need space in behind in the way that Gyökeres does. Gamer Guru, I said, if we don't go for Isak, I don't think we meant business. I also thought Sesko would have fit out. Yeah, Sesko would have been better than Gyökeres too. Sesko 100% would have. Roshan says, Rio Ingamoa loan to someone in La Liga or Bundesliga. Not for me, no. I think you want to keep him in England, keep him, you know, getting used to the way that teams play in England. I think that's important. Creed, also Key smells like farts. Cheers, mate. Thanks very much. Lots of love. Andy, I'd choose Isak over Haaland. Of course you would, Andy. I am Cruz. Arsenal would definitely take Isak this summer if Liverpool sold him. Of course they would. Yeah, of course they would. 1,000,000%. Scouse B, what's Morton like at Lyon? Is he doing okay? He's doing okay for Lyon, but you get so much time in the French league. Like, he's not. There's no pressing in midfield. Central midfielders generally thrive in the French league, and Tyler Morton's doing really, really well. He looks like Adam Wharton does in the Prem, but he's just nowhere near that level. He is a decent player, Tyler Morton, but I think if you brought him to the Prem, you would see there would be an immediate disparity in his performances. He's not that level. Andre Santos for Chelsea was incredible in Ligue 1 as well. He's miles off it. Reggie, Isak doesn't need space. He creates his own opportunities. And Christopher Hooper says pre-season is so important. Look at all the players who didn't get one. Very true, yeah. Daddy O says if Isak came to Arsenal, he would be hailed as the next Henry. He would have had the 14 shirts before he got in the door, and fans would have had him as number one choice. Andy says Julian Alvarez, bring him to Arsenal. Yes, please. So hang on a minute. Even though they're all this like Gyökeres, Big Vic and all this stuff, they want him out the door. They want Alvarez in. Razel says, I'm an Arsenal fan and I don't really rate Victor. Plenty who don't. B. Salve says, is Ekitike injured? No, I don't think he's injured. He's on the bench. I think there's maybe just giving him some time to... I don't know. Maybe he's in the red zone. Maybe he's in the red zone and they need to rest him. You've got to remember that because we've not got Isak, Ekitike's having to play every minute of every game at centre forward. So playing Gakpo there is probably just a way of giving him some rest. Maybe that's the plan for Arne Slot, is that he's looking at it and going, what I'm going to do is we're going to give Rio a chance to start tonight and Gakpo's playing through the middle. And if Rio does well, what I'll do is against Spurs or against Galatasaray, I will do Rio on the left, Ekitike through the middle, Salah off the right. Because he can't drop Salah, but he can drop Gakpo. But I think Ekitike tonight, he's just took him out to try and give him a bit of rest. Jabber, hi Key, hi chat. Nice to see the orange lights again. Oh, listen to him. Roshant says, my opinion is keep playing Engamoa. Lots of people's opinion. I can understand why fans are so excited about him, but you've got to be so careful. You really do. You have to be so careful. You can't just throw young players in. So many doing so. I mean, again, Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Gavi, Michael Owen, Robbie Fowler, Raheem Sterling. Loads of players who started playing really, really young and they're burnt out by the time they're 26, 27. They're not the same player. They've lost the pace. They're burnt out. Their career's done. Foxy says, Key, you've got John Arias on his thumbnail. He's in Brazil now with Palmeiras? You're joking. Is he actually? Oh, that's sickening. That's sickening. I thought he was still there. Oh, as if he went back. 7th of February. Oh, well, that's going to have to get changed, isn't it? That's going to have to get changed. That's going to have to be immediately changed. You can't be having that. Andy, Messi is an example. Players don't all burn out. Messi is an anomaly. He's not an example, mate. He's the exception, not the rule. There's far more. You can't have, for every Messi that you find who didn't, like Messi and Rooney, for example. For every Messi and Rooney you can find, there's 50 players who started young and did burn out. That's the problem. Keith says, if there's any FA Cup shocks this weekend, maybe Norwich beating Leeds. I think Norwich will beat Leeds, yeah. I do. I fancy Norwich to beat Leeds under Philippe Clement. They've done very well. Daddy O says, all I want for Arsenal this summer is a world-class pacey left winger and also winger option who's the same footed on the side they play on to get crosses in, not constant cutbacks. I'll be very surprised if Arsenal do any business this summer. I think it's going to be hanging on to a lot of players. Sugvinder, how's it going, mate? How's it going? Have a few beers before the game. Come on, you red men. Good lad. Joe, evening, key and all. How's it going, sir? And Karim says marginal win for us tonight. Who's us? Are you a Liverpool fan or a Wolves fan, Karim? I am Crute says, I remember when Bojan was meant to be the next Messi. Carl, why do you think LFC have fallen off a cliff this season? Sold all our best players, mate, and didn't replace them with anything other than kids for the most part. And the ones that we didn't replace with kids, they've been injured all season. So yeah, you can't. We've not spent enough money. Basically, that's the problem. We've sold too many players and didn't replace them. There's no real shortcut to that. That's just it. Reggie, did you see Gareth Bale on the overlap key? I saw that he was on the overlap, but I've not watched it yet. Was there anything insightful, anything particularly insightful that he said? Joe should do the Arsenal game tomorrow, Key. No, I'm not doing the Arsenal game tomorrow, mate. It's my little girl's birthday tomorrow, so I won't be doing the Arsenal game. Andy, what do you think of João Pedro this season? He's done well. He's done very well. Harris, why are you so obsessed with Arsenal, Tubby? You're not going to get an answer like that, mate, are you? Come on. Never going to be nice. I'm sure your mother raised you better than that. Your mother didn't raise you to speak to strangers like that, did she? Dragged up. Absolutely dragged up these people. Reggie, 3-star, in the words of Mick McCarthy, it can. Lightning can't strike twice, can it, tonight? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think Liverpool go through. Carl up the toffees. Good lad, Carl. Do you think there's outside chance you get Europe? Scats, the trash you spout about Arsenal. Grow up, lad. Grow up. Suckvinder says, happy birthday to little one. Hope she has a great day, Key. Cheers, lad. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. She's all good. Andy says, I want Liverpool out tonight, being honest. The only team I fear in any cup competition is Liverpool. Liverpool have always done well in the cups, even when we've had shit league seasons. Mark Robertson, Reds do win 4-0. And Carl, I think if we beat Hughes lot of the Hill Dickinson, it's on like Donkey Kong. Thanks, Stacey. Thank you very much, Roshan. Jabba says, outside chance for Europe. Yes, about the same chance as Spurs getting relegated. Yeah, that's kind of the bracket that I'd put it in as well. Maybe even, I'd actually say Spurs have got more of a chance of going down than Everton do of getting Europe. But yeah, it's definitely outside chance, isn't it? Keith, thank you very kindly. Reggie, Bale didn't say anything scandalous, just confirmed a lot of things we already knew. Madrid were very light on tactics. Spanish press hated him. Spanish teams focus on the Champions League, not the league. I also saw the bit about him saying that Man United wanted him and he met David Moyes, but he always had his heart set on Madrid. He was never really interested in going. And he didn't actually golf that much. Where are we up to? Mark Robertson says, sound as, mate. Good lad. Come on, Wolves. Harris, it makes sense. He hates Arsenal because Arteta done his misses. No, definitely not. Definitely not. She doesn't even like Lego, to be honest. Yeah, she's not a lover of Lego. Reggie says, oh, sorry, Julius, how many more points would we have if we had 0 injuries? In my opinion, another 20 points. Even just a couple of players, even if it was just like, I don't know, like just Kulusevski and Maddison, or even just one of them. Kulusevski and Maddison probably makes it infinitely easier. Oh, Harris, you're not very nice. Come on. You're not very nice, mate. That's not kind. Come on, play nice, mate. Play nice. We're all friends here. We're all friends. Joe says, absolutely shite kick-off time tomorrow, 8 o'clock on a Saturday. Didn't you play him last time? Oh, no, it was Carabao Cup, wasn't it? Carabao Cup was 8 o'clock on a Saturday. Taki would need a separate visa for his ears. Red says, lose again, please, make us happy. Reggie, Joey, you lot on Wednesday in the Champions League. They are, yeah, they've got Barcelona on Wednesday night. We're doing it. Barcelona, 8 o'clock on, was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday night it is. Sick of you says, what happened to the vids of you crying though, mate? Thought this was the geezer who does them vids. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I don't make any vids of me crying. I don't make any vids. I do watch-alongs, that's it. Anyone who makes vids of me, generally, is they take the vids from the watch-alongs. So, yeah, I don't make any vids of me. Apart from the watch-alongs. Chelsea PSG. Casper regretting Arsenal didn't go for Sesko now. He's looked very good. Only make vids of you crying when you watch Arsenal. No, they don't. They make vids. There's one. There's if you go onto the same channel, they've got vids of me from last night from the Tottenham Palace game. Games from Tuesday from this one, of course. Liverpool Wolves on Tuesday. I think there might even be, to be honest, quite a few clips of me watching the Madrid game on Monday against Getafe. So yeah, we watch footy every day. That's what we do here. Footy every day, live watch-alongs. That's what we do. And if that's your thing, then stick around. If it's not, then you can mosey on by. No problem. It's all good. Stephen says, do you have shares in a Dutch bank with Slot and Gakpo? I don't, mate. No, I've just got a grip on reality. That's all it is. Any Spurs fans here? Squeaky bums. Quite a lot of Spurs fans in the chat tonight, yeah. Jack, truthfully, why are you so salty towards Arsenal? Jack, I'll say the same thing to you, mate, that I say to the rest of them. I'm not. You've got it wrong. You've got it wrong. Thank you very much, Shell. Ian LOK, good luck for a win for Liverpool. Let's see how we go. Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Szoboszlai at right back. It's an interesting lineup. It's a very, very interesting lineup. Sam Johnston comes in for Wolves. Mosquera, Bueno, Totti at the back. Chachua and Bueno in the full-back positions. Bellegarde, Gomez and Gomez midfield. Arokadari and Mane in the front two. And then for Liverpool, it's Alisson, Robertson, Van Dijk, Gomez and Jones. McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai midfield three. And then it's a Rio, Gakpo, Salah front three. Football Social, I make videos of you because it's funny. Oh, hey, enjoy, mate. I'm glad you enjoy it. Good lad. Sanchez, yes you are. You're super biased when it comes to Arsenal. I'm really not. I'm not biased at all. I've just said very, very clearly, I don't want you to win the league. That doesn't mean I hate Arsenal. Unless you're a 12-year-old girl and all you do is react dramatically to everything. Then maybe that is hate and salty. But actually, I just don't want you to win the league. That's all it is. There's no sort of deeper, more insidious reason. There really isn't. You might be looking for one, but there really isn't. Szoboszlai is such a baller. I personally no, I don't. I don't think he's that good. Like, I wouldn't be heartbroken if Liverpool sold him in the summer. But we're off and underway. Come on, the Reds. Come on, the Reds. We absolutely need to win this one tonight. Big performance required. Put the midweek defeat behind us with a nice early goal, please, Liverpool. That'll do us. Come on. Stephen says, put your most creative player at right back. That don't make any sense. We've got no other right backs, mate. We've got no other right backs. Literally none. And to be fair, it doesn't even look like that's what we're playing. Szoboszlai and Curtis look like they're both on the same side, so you might see them both sort of switching at different points. But the point is, Szoboszlai can play that position. You've got nothing else you can do. Curtis can play there, but he's been pretty poor when he has played there. Szoboszlai's done an effective job at right back. We have no other right backs. Both of them are out for the season, pretty much. Sanchez, why don't you want Arsenal to win the league, if I may ask? I don't like the way they play football, that's all. I prefer the way that City, marginally, I prefer the way City play footy, and that's it. There's nothing deeper or more insidious than that. Come on, you Red, says FCB. Good lad. Mamardashvili deserves a chance. Not really. I think Alisson's the best keeper in the world for me. I wouldn't be putting Mamardashvili in a hurry. He's our replacement for Alisson, but yes, I think if you've got Alisson, you put him in. Jack, why would you rather a team who have 115 charges, Klopp could only beat once in a COVID season, win? The Klopp beating him only once doesn't mean anything to me. Why would that make a difference? That would imply that I am salty and I am bitter about City beating us to those league titles. I'm not. They were the better team. They were the better team. And they've got 115 charges. They've not got 115 guilty verdicts, have they? So we don't actually know what they've been found guilty of yet. It might well be that they don't get found guilty of anything. I think the chances are they do get found guilty of at least non-cooperation, but until then we don't know what they get found guilty of. Nick says, the best goalkeeper in the world, dropped 2 absolute howlers in the last few weeks. Have you watched much of Peter Schmeichel, mate, back in the day, or you're not old enough to remember Peter Schmeichel? Because if you did, Peter Schmeichel's often thought of as maybe one of the best in the world. He used to drop quite a few clangers. Yeah. Sanchez says 115, surely 10 should stick, no smoke without fire. Well, yeah, I mean, at least the non-cooperation ones will stick, because they are pretty cut and dry, where the Premier League have asked them for information, and City have just gone, we don't think you've got the right to ask us for that. That's like a third of the charges. Those sorts of charges make up about 30 of the 115, I think. So... yeah, if that's indeed the case, then they're probably guilty of maybe 2 or 3 of them at least. 2 or 3/3 of them at least. But the other stuff, the more serious stuff, which relate to like fraud, again, we don't know. We don't know. Welshwing, how's it going? Jabba says we've seen that admitting guilt and cooperating is the quickest way to get punished severely. Well, exactly, yeah. Everton and Forest got massive punishments, didn't they, for admitting guilt very early. City have dragged it out for years and may well still not get anything. So we'll have to see. Razel says they're dragging it out though when other teams like Everton got a points deduction. Well, if they think they've got a case to answer, you know, if they think they can defend themselves, then why wouldn't you? You'd expect it, surely. Oh, Julius, love that. Member for 1 month, Julius. Love that, mate. Definitely worth it. Love your channel. Won't be in tomorrow. Go into Forest Green and Aldershot. Think we need to sack Igor Tudor. You want to sack him after 3 games? Wow. Spurs fans want him sacked after 3 games. That's crazy to me. Liverpool corner. Liverpool corner. Here we go. Ball into the box. Meron, thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. Ball in. Chance! Off the post! Oh, Cody Gakpo. I think he was offside. Unlucky. Very nearly 1-0 Liverpool. Very, very nearly. Yes, come on. Fast start. It's a good ball in that. He was probably just offside. Would have been interesting. It would have been interesting. Is there... I think there is. There's the VAR at this point now? I don't know if VAR is in. Is VAR allowed tonight? Oh, I've got a horrible feeling that VAR is going to do us tonight because it's not allowed. If anything can go wrong tonight, it will. And I think VAR is going to be what kills us. Carl, Sam Johnston defo had that covered. Yeah, I thought he had it covered as well. when he's wiping the skiddies off his undies while the ball was bouncing off the post. VAR's now, okay. Steven says you want to send Rio on loan, have a word. Well, why wouldn't you want to send Rio on loan? Why wouldn't you want to send Rio on loan? What's he? What mate? I don't understand why. Why is that such a ridiculous suggestion? Why the animosity to sending him out on loan? A lot of young players benefit from going out on loan. He's 17. Look at Wanyuri. Wanyuri's gone out on loan to Marseille. He seems to be doing all right. Lots of players have been made by going out on loan. Casper says Alisson isn't talked about enough. One of the most consistent and best goalkeepers of all time. Definitely. Tom says Slot will be sacked tonight after another loss. No chance. No chance at all. Rio is 17, says Rubes. He is, yep, 17. Correct. Harrison Armstrong played well on loan. There's quite a few who've gone out on loan and done really, really well as a result of it, and it's made their career in many ways. Yeah, Saliba, Sanchez, great shout there. William Saliba did well going out on loan, didn't he? Nothing wrong with that at all. Lewis Hall, of course, as well. Saliba was made on loan there, Christopher Hooper's pointed out. Well, Shrink says trouble isn't Rio going out on loan, it's that Liverpool board wouldn't have a backup. Well, that didn't stop them in the summer, did it? I think they do have a backup. Flicked on near post, unlucky. I think they do have a backup, yeah. I think they do have a backup. They've got to have a plan in place for this summer because evidently Cody Gakpo and Rio Ngamoa as options on that left-hand side are just not enough. When, you look at the teams that we're competing with and they've got 3 options and we're struggling for... We've got like 1.5. We've got 1.5 options and they've got like 3. That's not good enough for a team to be expected to compete. And that's why I don't have an issue if Liverpool finish 3rd, because I really don't think that's a problem. That's not... That's reflective of where we are. Good strike from the edge of the box from McAllister. Inderjeet Sangara, are you entertained? Corner FC. I don't think anyone's entertained watching your team, mate. No. As I said, as we were talking about the other day, holding the Premier League record for corners scored in a Premier League season. James says, easy to understand Liverpool's struggles after spending 500 million. Again, yeah, less than our rivals, James. Can't keep spending less than your rivals. Spend less. We spent basically half what Arsenal have. You can't keep spending less than your rivals and being expected to compete with them. Ultimately, it'll catch up with you. Christopher says, I was terrified if you signed Rodrigo in the summer just gone. Well, Rodrigo's now out for a long time, isn't he? Out till 2027, I believe. Vuyo says Soberslai went back to his normal hairstyle, as he should as well. Yeah, he got a lot of stick. A lot of stick. Sanchez, but Arsenal's job is not to entertain you guys. You guys just repeat what you all read and hear. No, their job is to win. I get it, but that when you're asked why do you not like Arsenal, that's the answer. Like you've asked for the answer, you've got the answer. The answer is that you're boring. But you're right. It's not your job to entertain. I disagree. I think it is the job of a team to entertain. You disagree. That's fine. Here's Rio Ngamoa into the box. Arsenal. Oh no! Dropped him on his arse. The what's his name? Is it Mosquera on the right hand side? He absolutely put him on his arse there, Rio Ngamoa. Oh. Gakpo unlucky. Liam, how's it going, sir? Sarah says, James, and you clearly don't understand football spending. That much is going to take time. We also lost Jota. It's not like he moved to another club. True enough, yeah. Tobes, how's it going? My score is 3-1 Wolves. Come on, Liverpool. Sanchez says, Key, you're probably an exception, but 90% of people who say that do not even watch us. Okay, but I do, and you know I do, because we've got the receipts to prove it. And we've got a full community of people here who also do, who support many other different teams. Even if you say I've got an agenda, many other people who do. And there's a common thread with neutrals watching Arsenal as well, who will say, it's not that entertaining. It's actually quite tiresome. So that is accurate. Even if you say, well, the 90% of people who say it don't even watch you, they're right. Even if they're misinformed, they are still espousing an accurate statement, or at least a popular statement. Maybe not accurate, a popular statement. While I hope Wolves will win, I fear Liverpool will come out tops. Can't see Wolves beating them twice within a few days. Well, we've started quite well. 13 minutes in, I think we've done all right. We've done very, very well so far. Good defensively, looking solid. Attacking-wise, we've created a few bits. I mean, to be honest, that's not incredibly different to the game in midweek. The problem in midweek was that they had one chance. They didn't even one chance. Literally just got into our half, had a shot. It hit the floor, bounced up over the keeper. Sometimes those go for you, sometimes they don't. Jabber, I've got an agenda. It's to give Key grief when the Pool lose. And I love that. That's brilliant. That's exactly... You're an Everton fan. I'll give you grief when Everton lose. To be fair, you'd never usually hear when Everton lose. Everyone scuttles off when their team loses. I don't get to give anyone grief. But I'm still here when Liverpool get beat. Sanchez, there we go. Popular statement isn't facts. I know, but it's an opinion. So there's no such thing as a fact with an opinion. Ultimately, if you're saying I think you play boring football, there's no fact with that. It's what I'm saying is it's a popular opinion that Arsenal play boring football. That's all. That's not an agenda driven by me. It's a popular opinion driven by fans who watch football. G-Man, if Slot gets you lot Champions League football, do you want him to stay? I want him to stay whether he gets us Champions League football or not, mate. The Blues know not to show up when we lose. We've got the option. Arsenal 09975. We don't need you to watch. You're right. I know you don't need us. You don't need me to watch, but I like to watch, so I watch anyway. So it's all good. It's all good. Wolves play it forward. Chance. Good header away by Van Dijk. Come on. Come on, Liverpool. Got to step it up here now. Got to step it up. Played in, cleared away by Joe Gomez. Well done. Max, how's it going, lad? Good to see you. Sanchez, but for one season, what was your excuse last season and before? Excuse for what? My excuse for last season and before? Excuse for what? Daddy-o, what some of my fellow Arsenal fans need to understand is a football fans channel opinion means nothing to you or the club. A lot is banter, and it's not that deep. Don't be so soft. The media, I understand more. Joe says, when we lose, I just try and ignore it, but Key will always mention it. Yeah, but you bite. You get so angry. You get so angry when Newcastle lose. That's a foul and a yellow card, ref. Come on. That's a yellow card. Does this Wool ever go to the game? No, mate. I've not been to the game in 2 years, and I will not be going back. Will not be going back. Do you think Arsenal fans curve? Yes. Yes. Yeah, I do. I do. Believe me, I do. Reece says Liverpool 11 players back, Key. Playing very similar to a top team. 11 players back, what are you talking about? We've battered them. We've battered them. Christopher Hooper, I watch games on mute because the commentary's crap. Hence, I watch here too. Oh, okay, so I'm not competing very much with any of these. These are crap. Key's, you know, tolerable to a degree. Max, why don't you go games anymore? Banned, mate. Banned for life. Yeah, banned for life. Doctor Who Mania, do you go to local games ever or not really? Like local to where you live? Yeah, I have done. I've been to, not for like about 18 months or so. Used to go to like Altrincham, Moss Lane and stuff like that, go and watch a bit of non-league footy, and been to a few other games around the northwest and Merseyside, but I just don't, I won't go again. Won't be going again. Sanchez, are you banned for life for real? No, mate. No, but I do believe if you ask stupid questions, you get stupid. If you ask stupid questions, you get stupid answers, and that is generally how I treat people who come in and just, does this Wool ever stop? Does this Wool ever go to games? Never see him go to games. I've been very lucky. I've been all over the world watching Liverpool. I'm really, really lucky, and like I said, unless my little girl tells me she wants to go and watch footy, then I have absolutely no plans of going back. Liam says you're banned for life. Why? No, I'm not. I'm really not, mate. I promise you. I'm really not. Ball whipped in, cleared away by Wolves. Sanchez Few was going to say you seem like a good enough guy. No, every time someone asks, because I obviously you do. If I'm doing a watch along every single day, you tend to get asked a lot of the same questions. So to just entertain myself, I tend to throw a few curveballs out there and just like, what was the story I said the other week? Someone came in and said, Key, why don't you go games? You're never at games, you're always telly clapper or, you know, Liverpool fan season ticket. So I always just respond now in ways that make me laugh. So I came up with an elaborate story the other week that I got banned for sneaking in thousands of hot dogs, blag hot dogs to Anfield. I went to IKEA and bought a load of IKEA hot dogs, snuck them into Anfield and sold them, and I got banned. There was people in the chat going, "What, really? How did you manage to like cook them and sell them in the ground?" I was like, I just did it, just like just snuck them in, just went like that. Do you want a hot dog? Quid each. And there's people who bought it. Nathan, Rubber Dinghy Rapids, bro. Rubber Dinghy Rapids, bro, is right. That's like the Jokeres celebration, innit? Could I have 12 bottles of bleach, please? What? I've not watched that film in ages. Absolutely fantastic. Daddy-O, I heard Keystone Island wardrobe is impressive. Not me. IKEA hot dogs are crap, say Costco. Yeah, Costco. We'll do Costco the next time. Shout out Boss Bagels. Do you play FM, Key? I don't, mate. Honestly, I don't have the time to play it. I'd love to. I bought FIFA. I used to play FIFA quite a lot, but I bought it in September. I think I've played about 3 hours of it. Was it September when it came out? Yeah, about September. Anyway, I think I've played about 3 hours, literally. played it for a little bit when it first came out. I'm forever doing stuff on this now. I'm forever like trying to keep the channel going, relevant, getting content out and stuff like that. Just the grind. It's hard work. Carl, my mate, sells bagels outside Anfield on a match day. Ball whipped in, punched away by Johnston. Dan says, watching the match live and 30 seconds ahead of you, of course. Listening to you nearly saying condoms. How are you 30 seconds ahead of me? I'm watching it on TNT Sports 1. How are you 30 seconds ahead? 21:50. Yeah, you can't be 30 seconds ahead of me. That's so annoying. Sanchez, that's for her, got to get the cheddar. Well, there's that. I mean, there's people who do like live streaming, playing the game, don't they? There's been a few people say, Key, if you did a FIFA play along or a FIFA career mode or something like that, they'd watch. But I don't know. I don't really want to become a gaming channel. It's not my thing. TNT can be delayed. I know, but why is it not delayed on his then? Why has he got a good stream and I've not? That's so bad. Oh, it's on BBC One. Of course it is. Oh, I wonder then. Let's have a look and see if it's on BBC One faster than this. So 22:50, 22:52, 22:53, 22:54. Oh, it is. It's literally 16 seconds further on BBC. Oh, TNT can get in the bin. TNT, get in the bin. You're gone. I'm on BBC now. I'm not watching it on there anymore. Just FYI, anyone who is watching it on TNT, you might want to change. Because it's, like 15 seconds ahead. Perfect, there you go. Right, we're a little bit further on. Hill says, I'm watching the game in Denmark and I'm ahead of you as well. Am I pronouncing that right, mate? I apologise. It's been a long time since I've been to Denmark. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Hille? I apologise if I've absolutely butchered your name there. Jalber says, yep, internet streaming is always behind broadcast. No, it's not. It's not internet streaming. It's a proper TV hookup. It's like fully TV. I know that if you're doing it on the internet, then it's behind. But no, this is Gakpo, Gravenberg, strike! Oh, corner, we'll take that. Come on. Yeah, I'm on 24, 29, 30, 31. Yeah. Oh, it's unlucky, that. Dan, Key, do you have a TV licence? I'll plead the fifth. Daddy O says, don't do FIFA streams. They won't last in popularity. Just keep hating Arsenal and you'll stay relevant. Listen to him. Hey, I'm not doing the Arsenal. I didn't do the Arsenal game in midweek, and I'm not doing the Arsenal game tomorrow. I'll have you know, we've got massive numbers on this channel for United games, for AFCON games. The second most watched game on the channel is a Real Madrid-Barcelona game. We get huge numbers irrespective. We got brilliant people who watch us, that's why. Welsh Wings quizzes probably add to it as well, an awful lot more. Hill says, just pronounce as you feel. Dave. You're going to be Dave then from now on. I can do Dave. I can pronounce Dave. Will says, Key Thomas sat in the cook chair begging City to shag his wife. Oh no, goal Celta Vigo. Who scored it? Liam, what's the overall read on the game so far, Key? Are your boys being bullied or are you going through? It's kind of the same as it was in midweek, Liam. So I can't really sit here and tell you that I'm standing for one. I can't stand here and tell you that we're going through because this is how it was in midweek and we lost. So I thought we were unlucky midweek. We could lose again based off what we've seen so far, but it was always going to be like this because Wolves have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Literally two banks of, well, they've got a back five very deep and then a 3 just in front screening. They've got 8 immediately back and then just keeping 2 quite high up. So, yeah, 9 of their 11 players are behind the edge of the box pretty much most of the time. Cleared away by Wolves. Here's Tolu Rokadari. That's a good tackle. Well done. Borja Iglesias. Well, Schwing, I've got one for half-time, Key. Good lad. Yes. Daddy-O says, I say that, but the Arsenal streams are the only ones I don't watch. I respect that, though, mate, because, you know, you want us to stay friends, and I get that. I like that. It means you value our friendship. Rasta says, watching the Napoli versus Torino game. Liam says, horrible to play against low blocks, isn't it? It's not horrible. It's kind of a fact of life, isn't it? I guess that's what it's like in football. It's always been like that in football, and it's up to teams to try and break them down. And good teams can generally do that by speeding the play up, getting it out wide, and maybe scoring from distance or cutting teams apart, nice little 1-2s, things like that. Other teams resort to other, you know, less attractive ways of scoring. But, hey, scoring is the most important thing, apparently. Apparently, it's not entertaining. Creed says, Corsi is Shelburne Arsenal fan channel. Madrid conceding to Vigo. They're so bad recently. Well, that's 3 in a row, isn't it, for Madrid? If they lose against Celta Vigo, they've already lost against Osasuna. We watched them lose against Getafe in midweek. That's brilliant from Engamoa. Rio Engamoa in the box. Oh, unlucky. Did well there, Rio. Did well there. Maid says, what's your opinions on Van Dijk saying it's the toughest season he's played in the league this season after you saying it's the worst teams have been in a season in a very long time? It is. I think it is. I think there might be more reasons to Van Dijk's comments than... I don't think he's necessarily speaking about the quality of the league. I think he's referring to why the league season has been difficult for Liverpool. And that's layered. That's very layered, isn't it? There's a fair few reasons as to why it's been quite difficult for Liverpool. And I don't think it's just down to the quality of the opposition. I think it's down to a lot more factors, mainly in-house, to be honest, which has led to it being the most difficult season I think we've experienced for a long time. Carl says Van Dijk also on the decline for sure. Well, I mean, is he at his peak? Probably not. I don't think he's probably at his peak, but I wouldn't say he's on the decline yet. Or certainly not in a way that I would say is like immediately noticeable. I think Van Dijk's been brilliant for large parts of this season. Sanchez, it's the physicality, too many damn games. Well, it is. Certainly that's probably one aspect of it, too many games, but also the fact that if he's tired at 34, if he's tired, then he doesn't get a rest. He has to play the Premier League and then go again in Europe in midweek and then go again at the weekend and then go again in midweek, and it's like 2-3 games a week on repeat, and it's not. He doesn't get to come off at any point in those games. He's playing 90 minutes, 3 games a week, every week, and then going away with his international setup at 34. The guy is an absolute monster. Jose Mourinho, what is the key weakness in this Liverpool team to sort out next year? Depth. Yeah, our bench. That's why we are miles behind Arsenal and City. We are miles behind because they can bring players off their bench, they can rotate, and we can't. And generally speaking, most people would agree, I'd think so anyway, most people would agree that across a season, across a 38-game season, your bench wins you a lot of games. And Liverpool don't have a bench. Kwaku, at this time, you are only conjecturing the reasons Van Dijk is giving. Well, he hasn't given any reason. He didn't elaborate, did he? So, of course, it's all conjecture. But you're asserting that the reason it's the hardest season ever is because of the quality of the opposition, which is also conjecture, isn't it, Kwaku? But again, that would be a little bit disingenuous of you to imply that, so we'll not come back with that. We'll just focus on my points. Celta Vigo equalised against Madrid. Sanchez says FIFA need to go back to how things were. It's killing the entertainment. Finn says Everton in Europe. No chance Everton in Europe. K Jonesy, our depth is the reason we are where we are, to be honest. Yeah, it is. Look at Arsenal's bench, look at City's bench, look at Liverpool's bench. We're naming 2 goalkeepers on the bench most games. 2 goalkeepers and 3 academy players. Like, what are you expecting? You can't whack 2 goalkeepers on the bench and 3 academy players and be looking at it and going, yeah, we'll probably compete with City and Arsenal across a 38-game season. No problem. Not when they're bringing off, Eze and Semenyo's coming off the bench half the time, or Marmouche or whoever. They've got so many players who they can bring on. Dennis Kilgore just tuned in. How's the game been? The game has been how I expected. Yeah, it's attack v defence, and I wouldn't expect it to be anything else. B3 giving Salah and Van Dijk new contracts was the moment you went downhill. No, not at all. I think every Liverpool fan would have gone back, and even if now they could roll back the clock, I still think you'd give both players those contracts. Connor, you've spent 500 million, you're complaining about depth. Have you looked at our bench, Connor? I can only assume you've not. Here's Rio Wengamoa into the box. Strike. Unlucky. Edge of the box. Joe Gomez. Hit it, lad. Oh. Praying that Joe Gomez gets a goal before his Liverpool career's out. Carl says, got to say recruitment has been off this last season. Honestly, I don't think it had. Not from a Liverpool perspective. I think all the players that we signed, I'm absolutely delighted that we signed. I think they're all good signings. I'm just not entirely sure it was enough. And I think maybe we should have kept hold of some of the players that we let go. But yeah, that's a board problem. It's not an Arne Slot problem. I mean, it's Arne Slot's responsibility to deal with it, but it's the board's responsibility. They've got to be accountable for it. They're the ones who've put us in this position. It's nothing to do with Arne Slot. I don't think anyone looks at that Liverpool team and thinks, yeah, they should be doing better than they are. They are up there with City and Arsenal. The manager's not getting enough out of these players. I don't think anyone looks at them and thinks that, do they? I think we can all agree on that, can't we? This Liverpool squad is, and I'm not just talking about the first 11, I'm talking about the full squad. The fact that we've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench and 3 academy players who most people have never even heard of on the bench for most games this season, that tells you the situation that Liverpool are in. So, yeah, squad far too small, let too many key players go, and didn't replace. And also a little bit of bad luck with injuries as well. The fact that we've had so many players, not just the number of injuries, but basically the number of injuries in the same position and the length of those injuries. Like Conor Bradley and Frimpong basically being out all season, both at right back. Problem. Joe Gomez, we always knew was going to be out all season because he's that sort of a player. He's never fit. But young Giovanni Leone, who comes in from Italy, on his debut, ACL, out for the season. Break the record for the big new signing at centre-forward, comes in, just gets fit, scores a couple of match-winning goals, out for the season. Welshwing, didn't you predict Arsenal first, City second, start of the season, Keith? I didn't know. I predicted City first. Liverpool. Actually, I didn't. What I said was, I actually said that Liverpool can only challenge if we sign another 3 players. I did a prediction just before a ball was kicked, and I said I think we need another 3 players. I think we're massively short. And I said I think if we can get those 3 players over the line, then I think we can win it again. We can maybe go again and can seriously challenge. But I predicted City would win it once the window had shut, because I was still quite disappointed with the signings. Adam says spent the most money in the league in the summer, yet have dipped massively. Surely crazy. No, we didn't spend the most money in the league. No, we spent less than Arsenal. Less than your rivals. Timmy, you're not massively short key. Your manager fucked up with the signings. Timmy, our manager didn't make a single signing. This is a common thing that a lot of football fans, need to be educated on. Arne Slot didn't make a single signing. Not a single one. Doesn't make signings, Arne Slot. Maid says, who do you think's going to win the league now then? I think it comes down to, I think there's still a long way to go. I think you'd have to predict Arsenal. Like I said, if they've spent the most money, you'd expect Arsenal to. You can't keep spending more money than everyone else and then not win the league at some point. Like I said, at some point they've got to win it, whether it's this season or next. Like I said, they've spent more than anyone else. They have to. They've got just an insane squad. So for me, yeah, I would predict Arsenal at this point. But there's a long way to go, and I think it might just boil down to who wins in that League Cup final. Honest Premier League fan, if you think Sloth and his staff didn't have a say in the signings, you might be brain dead. I know I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Did not say that. But again, if that's what you heard, then I can only assume that you were looking for that particular answer. Welsh Wing, I think 15 content creators I watched predicted Arsenal first and Liverpool City second start of the season. John Boy, are you still planning to watch along Celtic versus Rangers on Sunday? Yes. Yeah, we'll be watching Celtic Rangers on Sunday in the Scottish Cup quarter-final. Honest Premier League fan says, you just said Slot didn't make a single signing. He clearly has a say in them. What's your point? My point is that he didn't make a single signing. He didn't make a single signing. That's the point. That's the point. You don't have to look that hard. That's the surface, very surface level. He didn't make a signing, and he didn't. You haven't spent less than Arsenal, mate. Net spend doesn't change how much you spent. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We're not going to get dragged into this whole conversation again, but ultimately, if you have to sell £100 million worth of stuff, or even just £100, let's keep it simple for the simple people in the chat. Let's say you have £100 worth of stuff, and you have to sell £100 worth of stuff to buy £100 worth of stuff. How much have you spent? Because it ain't £100. To sell to acquire is a key part of what we're talking about here. Welshring says this first half has been... I know, mate, it's been shocking, hasn't it? It has been shocking. Honest Premier League fan, how's he not made a single signing? You're clueless, mate. He didn't say he wanted any of those players, and I think if you asked him... Well, not even I think. I guarantee you that Arne Slot wouldn't have wanted Giovanni Leone. Guarantee you. Absolutely guarantee you. That's not a signing he makes. Not even close. John Boy, I'll stick you on the TV as I watch it on my phone. Hopefully Celtic take the finger out and don't play as bad in the first half as they did last Sunday. I only caught half of the Old Firm game last week, mate. So I'm not entirely sure how good or bad Celtic played in it. The last Celtic game that I watched fully was the Stuttgart one in Europe, and they were awful. Salah, Soberslai free kick, deflected out, Gravenberg. Oh, unlucky. Another shot on target, unlucky. Sanchez, so is it your board who bought players at Liverpool then? Yes. Yeah, so Liverpool have a profile of player. Arne Slot probably feeds into that. He's on a panel of 5. One of 5 on a panel that talks about which players they like. But ultimately the club choose which players he's working with. And I am almost certain that if he'd have had his choice, he would prefer to be working with players who are 26, 27, experienced players who can come in and hit the ground running, rather than, 18 to 21-year-olds. Because generally speaking, they take a little bit longer to get going. Just a little bit longer. And it's not the same with Unai Emery or Arteta or Pep. All those three, if they want a player and they say, I want this player, they get said player. That's why it's very different. You're not comparing apples with apples. Sanchez, so net spend fair, but you brought in more players than you let go. Yeah, but the players that we sold were pretty important players, I would say. Wouldn't you agree? Like, maybe you can't just replace Luis Diaz, for example. You can't replace him with Rio Ngamoa. That's not the same. It's one in, one out, but it's not the same, is it? You still spend the money, to be fair. Just because you sell to buy doesn't mean you don't spend. No one's saying that we don't spend. But you're attacking an argument that I haven't made. John Boy, we were stinking in the first half. I myself thought it was done at half-time and Rangers would go on to pump us, but I got made to eat my words, thankfully. Liam says, so what made the club move from the ethos of not spending big to splashing cash and it not working? Well, I think it has worked. I think we've got the players we wanted. We've gone from a strategy of signing... Well, we've not even gone. Not even gone. If you look back at players we've signed previously under FSG, they've all been players of a certain age, under 25, generally speaking. Like, for us to sign a player who's like late 20s, or Endo, for example, it's got to be like a really, really good deal, like a real, like, rarity that they're available on the market. Generally speaking, Liverpool only operate in the sub-25 region in terms of signings. And this summer we signed 18-year-old, 21-year-old, 18-year-old Leone, 21-year-old Kirkes. We brought 16-year-old Rio Ngamoa into the side, who we've just paid £8 million for to Chelsea. Here he is. Rio pulls it back. Is it got to be a corner? No. Timmy, I actually like Slot, but I think you're overly protecting him a bit. FSG never spent big till Slot came, so clearly he had an impact. No, he had an impact, mate. I think what you're looking at there is you're putting 2 and 2 together and getting 5, because the reason that we needed to spend big is because we had Alisson, 34. Alisson, 34 years of age. That's a problem, isn't it? You need to replace him. Mo Salah, 33, 34. It's a problem. You need to replace him. Van Dijk, Konate out of contract. Robertson, 34. Trent going. Luis Diaz, contract running out. There was issues with Darwin Núñez, Chiesa. There's all these players in the side that I think we needed to replace just because of we hadn't really succession planned. And succession planning is a really important part of any business, isn't it? Not just football. You have to succession plan. Liverpool haven't succession planned, and Jurgen Klopp didn't fancy it. That's why we didn't spend as much. And then in he comes, and we have to do a bit of work. We have to go and spend big, and that's what we've done. We have to spend big to replace some absolute club legends. Ball whipped in, header. Oh, claim for another corner. No. So what's your take on spending nearly 300 million on 3 players and them having no effect? No effect? Well, I think you're the only person in the world who'd have that opinion, mate. Well, that definitely hit his hand. I don't think it's a handball, but it definitely hit his hand. Welshwing says, I honestly think Chelsea finished 3rd, Villa have massively dropped off, Liverpool stinking defence, and United have been lucky with results lately. The scrap for 4th, 5th and 6th. Half-time, it is Wolves 0, Liverpool 0. Still not a particularly enthralling game. If we're being dead honest, it's not been a great game. But that's got to be expected. It's got to be expected. Attack versus defence. Wolves haven't really tried to come out of their own half. And I wouldn't expect them to. That's That's entirely up to us to try and break them down. Timmy, I'm putting on a £1 bet in case Arsenal lose to Macclesfield Town. Mansfield Town, mate. You're playing Mansfield, not Macclesfield. It's Mansfield, isn't it? Macclesfield are already out, aren't they? Or Macclesfield. Who did Macclesfield go through against? Sure, it's Mansfield you've got tomorrow. Is it Macclesfield? Oh, it's Mansfield. I knew it was Mansfield. Macclesfield are already out. They went out in the last round, didn't they? Yeah, Macclesfield went out against Brentford. Yeah, you got Mansfield, mate. Mansfield. G-Man broke the transfer record for a single window and somehow got worse. Defend that. You can, yeah. If you watch football, then it's quite easy. No, it's not Macclesfield, Timmy. No, it's Mansfield that you're playing tomorrow. Mansfield. Never handball that. No, I didn't think so either, Reese, to be honest. I didn't think so either. He says, so are you saying you're better this season with them than last year without them? Yeah. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I think Liverpool have got a better... well, I mean, ultimately we've lost all these players, so it depends on what you're saying. We're better with those players in the team. Of course we are. Of course we're better with those players in the team. But, I mean, you're still taking Trent out, you're taking Diaz out, you're taking Kwanzaa out, you're taking... I mean, to be honest, how many players have we lost who you would look at and say, Harvey Elliott? Harvey Elliott played quite a bit last season. Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota, there's loads of players who played big parts in that league win last season. I don't think anyone really thought about just how bad it was in terms of changing the squad. I don't think anyone's really... Oh, well, maybe they have, but they're just on a wind-up because they've... Like I said, it's agenda-driven, isn't it? Let's because it's easier to think, well, what we'll do is we'll have a go at Liverpool, so actually it's much easier to just say they're dreadful because they've spent X, Y, and Z and they've got worse. Yeah, I mean, that's very surface level. I don't think anyone actually believes that. What are we up to? Welshwing. Is Welshwing in? Has Welshwing give his quiz yet? Oh, here we go. Welshwing's quiz. Only 8 managers have won the Premier League Manager of the Month and been sacked in the same season. Ooh, only 8 managers have won Premier League Manager of the Month and been sacked in the same season. Go on. Get your answers in the chat. Who is it? Welshwing says, you missed my quiz key. Only 8 managers. Got it, mate. Yeah, only 8 managers have won the Premier League Manager of the Month and been sacked in the same season. Get your answers in. Unai Emery, Ange, Nuno at Spurs. Ruben Amorim, says Stacey. I bet Ruben Amorim's in there. Yeah, I would imagine Ruben Amorim's almost certainly in there. Conte. Conte could be. What about Conte? Amorim is 1. Okay, so Amorim's 1. Deitch. Claude Puel. Ten Hag. Bet Ten Hag's not far off it, actually. Nuno's 1 at Spurs. Okay. Nuno and Amorim both right. Okay, like it. Keep them coming. Keep the answers coming in. 8 Premier League managers who have been named Premier League Manager of the Month and been sacked in the same season. Sanchez, what's the young manager at Chelsea? Would that be Andre Villas-Boas? AVB? Could be Andre... Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Andre Villas-Boas could be a good one. What do we think? Welshwing? You'll have to let me know. Right, where are we? Matinho, Pochettino, not Vieira, not Conte, not Poch, not Wenger or Tuchel, not Emery or Big Sam or Dyche, not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Not AVB. It's not AVB. Danny Wilson. Could it be Danny Wilson? Moyes. Both of those have been thrown out there. Timmy says, like, were they sacked at the end of the season or, like, mid-season? Like, what's the time frame? I'm confused. They won Premier League Manager of the Month in the season and were sacked in the season, mate. That's it. If they were sacked after the season ended, then it doesn't count. They've got to have been sacked in that season. Thomas Frank, Rodgers, Ange, Bruce. Maresca's won. Okay, Maresca's won. So we've got Amorim, Nuno, and Maresca so far. Just those three. Maresca's right. Good answer, Jonesy, sorry. Jose is another one shouted. I think we've already had Jose. Danny Wilson too. Danny Wilson, good answer. Mancini, Emery. I think we've already asked Emery. Yep. We've already asked Emery. Zisco. Oh, yeah, maybe one of the Watford managers. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Watford managers tend to have been sacked quite early. What about some of the Watford managers? Could it be the Watford manager? Ranieri's won. Okay, Ranieri's won too. So we've got Amorim, Nuno, Maresca, Wilson, and Ranieri. We're looking for 8 managers who have been named Manager of the Month and then sacked in the same season. Ranieri, Wilson, Maresca, Nuno, and Amorim so far is who we've got. Pellegrini, no. Not Pellegrini. Not... Who else have we got? Not AVB, not Mourinho. Not Poch, not Wenger, not Tuchel. Not Conte, not Vieira, not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, not Emery, Sam Allardyce, or Dyche. None of the above so far. Not Mark Hughes. Benitez. Could it have been Benitez, possibly? I think, didn't Benitez win Manager of the Month at Everton for once? I don't know if he did or not. I'm sure he might have got Manager of the Month at Everton. I don't know why I thought that. Okay. What else are we saying? Has to be a Chelsea manager. Not Ten Hag and not Potter. Avram Grant is another one. Right, we've got 6. We've got 6 out of the 8. We've got Avram Grant, Ranieri, Danny Wilson, Enzo Maresca, Nuno Espirito Santo, and Ruben Amorim. Not Eddie Howe. I feel like Gerrard is one. It could be Stevie Gerrard. We've had Nuno. Yeah, we've already had Nuno. Sanchez for Watford. McDermott. Nigel Pearson's another one. Welsh wing. Could be Nigel Pearson. Di Matteo. Alan Shearer. Did Alan Shearer get sacked? I don't think he got sacked in the season, did he? He just took Newcastle down. I'm almost certain he did anyway. Kenny Dalglish. K. Jonesy on everyone's soul. I was right. What did you say? Both of mine are right on my life. Who did you say? Sanchez for Watford and McDermott. Sanchez for Watford and McDermott. Any of those, Welsh wing? Lee Hayes, I've never seen you live before, bro. Good to see you, Lee. How's it going, lad? Good to see you. Lots of Arsenal fans in the chat. How you doing, mate? Dan says Welsh wing was one of them a former Wigan manager. Paul Jewell. Moyes does feel like a good shout. This is a really hard one. Javi Gracia. McDermott is one. Yes, McDermott is one. Two more. Amorim, Nuno, Maresca, Wilson, Ranieri, Avram Grant and McDermott. 3, 4, 5. No, there's only one more, surely. Surely it's only one more. Lee, why do you hate Arsenal so much, bro? I don't, mate. I promise you. I really don't hate Arsenal at all. I just don't want you to win the league. That doesn't mean I hate you, though. Bobby Martinez. We've had Enzo. Not De Zerbi. Just a correction, there's 9. Oh, okay, there's 9. There's 9 left. So what about Quique Sanchez? Sanchez at Watford. Quique Sanchez Flores. That's another one that's been shouted from TikTok. Quique Sanchez Flores. Could it be him? Avram Grant, we've already had. Dr. Humania. Yeah. Roy Hodgson, not De Zerbi. Ancelotti won it in 2011. He wasn't sacked though, was he? Ancelotti left, didn't he? Lopetegui's not a bad shout, maybe. Do we have Di Matteo? I think someone's asked Di Matteo. Someone's threw that one forward. Real Life says he loves Arsenal so much that he has red behind him for the street. Wins Manager of the Month in April and is dismissed 16 days later. Oh, okay, well. That's a hell of a memory you've got there, Doctor Who, mate. It's not Flores, Jonesy. It's not Sanchez Flores, Jonesy. Pellegrini. Will says I mentioned Di Matteo. It could be Di Matteo. Bruno Lager, Steve Bruce, Mark Hughes. Still 2 left to get. The only ones we've got so far, Ruben Amorim, Nuno Santo, Enzo Maresca, Harry Wilson, Danny Wilson, Claudio Ranieri, Avram Grant, McDermott, not Di Matteo. So not Di Matteo, not Flores. Want a clue? Yeah, give us a clue. Go on, give us a clue. Ange, post a real clue. Big Ange, says Liam. K. Jonesy, it is. He won it in December and got sacked in May. Well, listen, at the end of the day, Quizmaster's always right. I don't know. Go on, give us a quiz, Welshring. Give us a quiz. Give us a clue, sorry. It's not Ange, Gerrard, no. Why can't it be Pep? It might well be Pep. Give it time. Joe Lone, what would you do if Liverpool got relegated next season? I don't know. What are you expecting? I don't know. I'd be sad. I'd be very sad. Louis Van Gaal. Did Van Gaal get sacked? I thought Van Gaal left at the end of the season, didn't he? Madhouse, is it a man? That's not a woman, that's a man. Dan says, how about Ole Gunnar? We asked Ole Gunnar. We did ask Ole Gunnar. Welshring, one of these managers had a famous, hilarious incident with Fergie. Christ, that could be any of about 50. One of these managers had a hilarious incident with Fergie. And it's not Rafa Benitez with the whole facts thing. Hilarious incident with Fergie. Kevin Keegan? Yeah, Kevin Keegan. I jumped to that as well, Stacey. Could it be Keegan? Does he wear glasses? Ralph Rangnick. Van Gaal got sacked after the cup final, didn't he? Well, would that count? I don't know if that would count then, would it? Pardew? Steve McLaren, Pardew. Prince Rupert says, can I just mention that Harry Kane equals 10 out of 10 striker, but his celebration is like 3 out of 10. Always been terrible. And Jabba says, 2 rules of all quizzes. Number 1, the quizmaster is always right. And number 2, if you don't agree, see number 1. Yes. It's very true. It is true. Listen, at the end of the day, got to back the quizmaster, always. And Welshwing, it's not Keegan. Okay, it's not Keegan. Steve McLaren, Wenger. It can't be Wenger, surely. Did Wenger get sacked? I think Wenger got sacked, did he? I thought didn't Wenger walk at the end of the season? I don't know. I've got such a bad memory with Arsene Wenger. I just feel like maybe he did get sacked. I don't know. Andrew, if Wolves can get that first goal, we could be in business and upsets on the cards. Brad Bobley's soccer camp. Megnuts, so sweet. Real Life says, guys, let's speed up. They're coming out the tunnel. Well, they're off now. Here we go. They're off and underway. The game is underway. Welshwing, you're going to have to give us the answers, mate. You're going to have to give us something. 45, 20 seconds. And start. There you go. Gary Monk is one. There you go. So we've got Gary Monk. Who's the other? Lee Hayes, nervous. Would you rather have Arteta as a manager with Liverpool's team or Slot as a manager with Arsenal's? Slot as a manager with Arsenal's? That's not even a question. That's easy. It's easy. Daddy-O says he wasn't officially sacked. Just a I think it's time chat. Wenger didn't renew contract. Dude technically walked after fans turned on him. So sad, isn't it? Club legend. Salah down the right-hand side. It's going to go behind, and it's a corner to Liverpool. Corner to Liverpool. Still no changes. Still only the one yellow card for Bueno. It was Mike Phelan at Hull. Mike Phelan, we'd have never got that one. That's a great quiz. There you go. They are the top 8. That's top 8, sorry. They are the 8 managers who have won Premier League Manager of the Month and been sacked in the same season. Ruben Amorim, Nuno Santo, Enzo Maresca, Danny Wilson, Claudio Ranieri, Avram Grant, Brian McDermott, Gary Monk, and Phelan with Hull. Mike Phelan at Hull. Sanchez didn't renew... Sorry, Wenger didn't renew contract. Did technically walk. Sorry, we've done that one. 9 key, you can't count. Sorry, 9. It is 9. He did tell me 8, but it is 9. I apologise. Unlucky. Was Phelan's back and forth with Vergi because he popped that balloon. Oh, God, yeah. It must have been. That was the Chelsea thing, wasn't it? That was the Chelsea thing with Mike Phelan. Billionaire Joan Laporta bought the referees in the Champions League draw, bought all the world stars, and there are no injuries or management problems with this incredibly lucky Joan Laporta. Barcelona against Newcastle on Wednesday. Going to be an interesting one. Don't forget, listen, I don't do this very often during these lives. I probably should do it an awful lot more given the amount of time that I'm live. I try and squeeze one in during each game, but if you are enjoying this, if you enjoy watch-alongs in general, we watch a game every single day together. That's what this community is about. We watch games of football together every single day. And even when the Premier League season's finished, we're live every day over the summer. We watch games. We watch games on Christmas Day. We watch games on New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. We watch games every single day. There's always a game on, from National League all the way to Champions League finals. We're doing the World Cup and potentially going over to America for the World Cup. So we'll be doing a game every single day throughout all that and across the summer. And if you want to watch games of footy every day and you like just general quizzes and chats about football while the game's going on, then this is the channel for you. Make sure you've hit like, make sure you've subbed if you want to see more of it. If you don't want to see more of it, then I appreciate you being in anyway. And I really do appreciate all the comments and the likes. And it's just good to have people, good football people in the chat. It really is. Great quiz, Welshwing. Yep, thank you very much, sir. Brendan says, would you rather have Frank de Boer as a manager with the Derby 08 team or Klopp as a manager with the Barca 11 team? Yeah, I know, yeah, it's a puzzler, that, isn't it? Jabba says, Welshwing is carrying this channel on his back. He's basically Salah with us last season, isn't he, Welshwing? It's just absolutely sickening. It's going to be a hell of a crash next season when he goes to Anfield Agenda. When he gets a free transfer. Craze Collector, will this be Slot's last game at Liverpool? No, mate, nowhere near. Slot's going to be Liverpool manager next season. I'm hoping so. Rio Wingamoa. Wolves knock it back into the box. Got to clear it away. Virgil, Curtis, Robbo. Patrick, are you watching on BBC on TNT? I'm watching on BBC because TNT I found was, apparently I didn't know this until someone told me, but it's like 30 seconds slower. So, yeah, much better to watch on BBC. Daddy-O, like if you think he hates Arsenal, subscribe if you don't. Yeah, if you're here because you think I hate Arsenal, hit the like button. That's a goal kick, well done Van Dijk. Saka, you lot are going to bury Spurs, aren't you? Well, I don't know, you know. Given the way we're playing, it's a mixed bag. I think we've done okay recently, though. I think we should do... I'm not worried about the Spurs game. But I also think that Spurs are not a bad side. And I think that... A bit like Wolves, like I got a lot of stick for saying I thought Wolves were not the worst side in the league. And they've gone on a really good run recently. I'll say the same with Spurs. I think what we're seeing from Spurs is not the actual Spurs. Here's Salah. Hit it, Mo. Oh, he's running into trouble again. He's doing it all the time. Curtis, over to Robbo. Hit it, Robbo. Strike! Andy Robertson! Yes, baby! Renew that contract. Never mind Saka. Sign it, whatever you want, Robbo. It's yours, lad. It's yours. Absolute club legend, icon. He always scores at Molineux. We love him. Oh, Andy Robertson. Get in there. Love him. Favourite, honestly, might well be my favourite ever Liverpool player. What an absolute hero. Love him to bits. You never get a harder working Liverpool player than Andy Robertson. Top fella. And what a player as well. So underrated. What a strike that is. Bottom corner. Great goal. Andy Robertson. 1-0. Liverpool sailing into the 6th round. The quarter-finals awaits. Miles offside. Listen to him. Foxy says, yeah, Gomez, much better thumbnail. How's the game been? I just changed it a little tweak while the game was going on. I thought, go on, I'll get it uploaded. How's the game been? It's been pretty flat until we come out second half and Robertson's just absolutely smashed it in the bottom corner from 25 yards out. Great strike. Love Andy Robbo. Can we get an offside check on that, please, sir? Have a check on that, please, sir? Shh. Get out of town. You have a little check? No check. Get out of it. Here he is again, Robbo. Great ball in. Oh, Robbo! He's done... Oh, Salah's offside. As if he's offside there. And he's turning round to the line, going, Me? Me offside? Yeah, you. Clumsy. Get onside. Christ, what a ball this is from Andy Robertson. Oh, if he's actually offsided, I'm raging. Oh, Salah. Mo. That's ridiculous, that. It's a tap-in. Oh. It should be 2-0. Salah's just whacked it in. He's got to stay onside. How's he been ruled out there? So poor from Salah. So poor. He's looking along the line. He's literally looking along the line. He's not. He's offside. I'm telling you, he's offside, though. You can see he's ahead of it. Arne Slot's like that. He's saying, you can see Arne Slot's like, yeah, looks like it. A little bit offside. And he was. He's offside, I'm telling you. He's off. Checking disallowed goal. I love it if we get away with it. It might be like last night, do you know, with the nose. Ismail Assar got ruled out last night with the nose. Maybe Salah's nose is just a little bit back. Come on. 2-0 in 2 minutes would be splendid. It'd be splendid if we got 2 in 2. Andy Robertson's done wonderfully well, though, I've got to say. He's been incredible. Come on. Goal given, 2-0. Goal given, Mo Salah. The goal stands. Yes. Hey, lucky boy. But what a cross from Andy Robertson that is. Puts it on a plate. Honestly, 2 or 3 players could have scored that. 2 or 3 could have actually put that in the net. It was unbelievable from Andy Robertson. He's won us this game, the lad. And honestly, if anyone deserved a contract, I'd renew Andy Robertson tonight. I'd renew his contract tonight. Seriously. Get the pen and paper out and give him the contract. Whatever he wants. You got people like Saka standing there going like that. Oh, yeah. That's his celebration. You Andy Robertson can't get a contract for love nor money. Thrice the player Bukayo Saka is. Unbelievable stuff. Absolutely sensational from Robbo. He's done it again. Patrick says, remember you wanted to ship him off to Spurs. I didn't at all. I didn't want him going. I really didn't want him going. I want him to stay. I'd love it if we offered him another contract. I still think there's a player there. If anything this Liverpool squad currently lacks, it's leadership and experience, and Andy Robertson's got that by the spade load. He has literally got that by the bucket load. He doesn't need to leave. I understand he wants minutes on the pitch and more time on the pitch, and I get it. Like, he could be playing for another Champions League side. There was talk of Simeone getting him at Atletico Madrid. He's still one of the best left-backs around. I would absolutely sign him up if we can. If we can. Brendan says Salah wins the game for us in 2 minutes. Made one and scored the other. What a player. He's so... Yeah, I can't... I'm not even biting. I'm not even biting with that one. Jack says Robertson doesn't even lace Trossard's boots. Yeah. He's a fantastic fullback, I have to say, says Reese. He is. He's wonderful. He's something you can only dream of as a fullback, Andy Robertson. Galloping up and down the touchline. Fantastic defender. Wonderful leader. Van Dijk, what are you doing? Talking about leaders. Van Dijk giving the ball away from nothing. And it's a great strike. Good save from Ali. Vuyo says, does Robbo start against Galatasaray? No. Not for me. No, not for me. No, I'd still put Kerkez back in. Just because I think Kerkez has maybe been one of our better players in the last couple of months. Reese, isn't he about 47 now, though? Yeah, no, but what a player. What a 47. You know, as the great Mike Bassett once said, if you're old enough, you're good enough. Who the pissing hell are these two? Ron Benson, Ron Benson, Plymouth Argyle, Tony Edges. Where the hell does it say Benson and Edges on that? Welsh Wing says, come on Van Dijk, get the clown music on. Prince Rupert says, that and the asthma medicine. Oh, here we go. The asthma gag is coming out now. Hiller says it has to be Ancelotti. He got sacked in the car park at Goodison at the last game of the season. Everton would have moved mountains to keep Ancelotti, wouldn't they? Wolves with the ball over to the far post. Alisson comes out and claims it. Punch back in and just over. Unlucky. Prince Rupert, Ancelotti never got sacked. He left for greener pastures at Real Madrid, the traitor. Yeah, he was desperate for some sort of sunshine. I think he'd been on Merseyside far too long. Reece Van Dijk's had some howler performances this season. He's not. He's had some moments where he's definitely had a wobble, but I think if you expected to play literally every minute of every game all season at 34, you're probably going to have some wobbles. So, yeah, I don't think that's anything to do with his ability. I think if you maybe rested him a little bit more, then he'd have been fine. He'd have produced more of his best football. But sadly, we've not had the luxury of being able to rest him because the teams that we're supposed to be competing with, the teams that Arne Slot is getting stick for not being ahead of, all have like 4 or 5 centre-backs. We don't have that. We have 2. We have 2 centre-backs for most of the season. Joe Gomez has literally just come back in. Here's Rio Engamoa. Go on, lad. Go on, get at him. That's a foul and a yellow card again, sir. That's a yellow card. Get him off. 2 on Oxford. Oxford. Go on, Oxford. Yes. Is it? It's not. It's still 1-1. It's still 1-1, Preston and Oxford. No, it is 2-1. It's 2-1. It's 2-1. And Creed Van Crow smells of farts. It's 2-1 to Oxford. Get in there. Justice. Told you to get me own back on you. Welsh Wing says, what do Everton fans make of Ancelotti? They still call him Don Carlo, don't they? They like him a lot. And plus he beat Liverpool every time Real Madrid played us in the Champions League, so he always kind of... He's the best manager they've ever had. Gakpo, over to the right, Rio! Oh, shot on target, unlucky. Prince Rupert says, probably the best season we've had until this one. He got us 59 points, I believe, which was good. Would have loved to keep him. I think we would have gotten Europe pretty much every other season. Typical. Well, how many points have Everton got at this point? 43. 43. You'll go some way to beating 59. Ngamoa, oh, just wide. Unlucky Rio. Brendan, what age is Robbo? 33. He's never been struggled much with injuries and always very lean and fit. Could easily be an option for another 3 or 4 years if managed properly. I honestly don't get why we're not renewing him. I can only assume it's because he wants more minutes on the pitch, and that's totally understandable. Totally get it. Creed Van Crow, just shocking from North End since the beginning of the year. Absolutely dreadful. Yeah, what about that Blackburn game though, eh? Shimey, come on Wolves. And Gamer Guru, Wolves got 2 goals in them. Come on. Nah, listen, it takes some... You've got to be an absolute pub team to concede 2 late on to these, haven't you? Got to be an absolute pub team to concede 2 to these. No way. Can't. Not at 2-0 up. 2-0 up, controlling the game. You're not conceding 2. Nah. Pub teams. Daddy, oh wait, better than Moyes getting you Champions League. Moyes ain't getting Everton in Europe. Get out, get away from it. Beelzebub, how's it going? How's it going, Paul? Engamo, the new Sterling. I hope not. I hope he's got a better agent. Yeah, it was his agent, wasn't it? It was AD Ward, Raheem Sterling's agent. He was a nightmare, him. That was the reason he went to City in the end. Oh. Real Life says that's where you're wrong, Key. We were never controlling the game. Well, yeah, that's true enough. Reece, Ancelotti's won the Champions League 5 times and decided to go to Everton for absolutely no reason. Must have been high. Just went for a laugh. Maybe he lost a dir. Something like that. Wolves into the box. Straight through to Alisson. We'll take that. Similarity in styles. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely similar in styles. Both diminutive. I think Rio doesn't necessarily run the way that Sterling does, though. But yeah, he's got a very low centre of gravity, diminutive, very quick, pacey, can hit it. You know, I think he's a good finisher, Rio Engamo, as well. Daddy-O says he already did Key. That's what I was referring to. Oh, sorry. It brought in the rule change that you can defend the Champions League. I apologise. I thought you meant this season, Daddy-O. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, of course, he did. Well, they got into the Champions League qualifying. They never actually qualified for the Champions League. It's a very, very big point of contention. Whenever Everton fans say, yeah, that year when we got Champions League footy. Well, you didn't. You never actually played Champions League footy. Never played Champions League footy. Just a qualifier. And thanks to my mate, Pierluigi Collina, never any further than that. Connor says, goal. The missus just ordered me a pizza. You've got to keep her there, mate. Marry her. Reece says maybe he just wanted to manage Dominic Calvert-Lewin better than Arne him. And Welshwing says, were you at any point Hodgson out in 10-11, Key? I was never Hodgson in, to be honest, mate. I was astonished we appointed him. I thought he was a terrible appointment. Yeah, I never wanted us to sack Benitez. And when we did sack Benitez, I was like, why on earth are we getting this fella? Doesn't make any sense. There was other managers available at the time that I was looking at and going, he'd have been better for us. I think Van Gaal was one of them, funnily enough. I'm sure Van Gaal was one. that was being spoken about. But yeah, I think after Benitez, we had to do better than Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson was never, ever, ever a Liverpool manager. The club got that so wrong. Like, so wrong. Monaco winning 2-0 at PSG. Yes, go on, Monaco. Prince Rupert says he sure made Dominic Calvert-Lewin into a decent striker. Best season Calvert-Lewin ever had. Oxford fan, there you go. 3-1 Oxford. Spud Bros. Talk to me, Creed. Cash me outside, Creed. How about that? Preston getting absolutely hammered. Is it at the Kassam or is it at Deepdale? Where is it? Oh, it's at Deepdale as well. Preston. I thought Preston were going to be in the Prem next year. Andy Robertson, far post. Cleared away. It's going to be a corner kick. Yeah, 3-1 to Preston. 3-1 to Oxford. Preston have had one win in their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This will be one win in 11 for Preston. Going back to the 4th of January. One win in 11. How have you thrown this away? KG, full-grown man obsessed with Arsenal. Grow up, melt. We've not even talked about Arsenal. What are you on about? We've been talking about Preston just then. Get these checked. Get these checked. We're not even talking about Arsenal. Jacob, how much do you pay your missus? Too much. Too much. Once you've got a missus, mate, you'll learn this. You pay an awful lot. Cost you an arm and a leg, if you're lucky. Madhouse Monaco 3-1 now against PSG. Here's Rio Wengamoa. Go on, lad. Get in the box. You've got him. Stand him. Poor. Creed says, I don't know you ever lost the love of the game. 1 win in 11 will do that to a man. Is it not like there's a little bit of like the Everton about Preston in that it's like the hope that killed you. You forever get really close to the playoffs, or you get in the playoffs and just never quite get over the line. How many times have Preston been like on the cusp of coming up to the Prem and fluffed it? I mean, it's a huge win for Oxford. It's got to be said. If Oxford manage to stay up, it's results like that which will keep up. I mean, they're now out of the relegation zone on goal difference, but West Brom have got a game in hand. Leicester have got a game in hand. And they're 3 points behind Blackburn above them, but they are outside of the relegation zone currently on goal difference. Beelzebub, have we been linked to a winger that United want? Yes, Jan Diamand. Jan Diamand is the winger that United allegedly want, and Liverpool are going after as well. Wolves, good tackle, well done. Connor says, didn't Preston beat Portsmouth too? Madhouse, never tell your missus how much you earn. To be fair, it's if you like, if you get a little girl as well, if you get a little girl and a missus like I've got, your money's not yours anyway. You never have any money. Your money's gone. Especially when it's a birthday. It's a birthday tomorrow, so there's no way, absolutely no way. I'm about as skint as it gets at this time of year. TLC 49, worst personality on TikTok. I'll stick that in the bio. I'll have that in the bio. Daddy O says Preston went invincible. Arsenal went invincible. Must mean you're talking about Arsenal. Oh yeah, sorry, because we're talking that. Yeah, that makes sense. Tuesday says, come on Wolves, do what you did on Tuesday. And Oxford fan says, the thing is, if we stay up, it means 2 massive teams go down. Preston, Leicester, West Brom, Blackburn, any of them. And I200, I watch every day. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Lots of love. I really appreciate you coming on and being part of the comments and sharing and talking and chatting. It's wonderful. Yeah, Mo Salah off. Carl, are you FT streaming? I am, mate, yes. I am. Isn't he left-sided? Why do United think we want him to replace Salah? He's a bit like Semenyo, mate. He can play both sides. I think Elise is the one we're targeting for the Salah replacement. And to be honest, I don't really see any other... I don't think there's any other club that could, one, afford Elise, or two, need him at this moment in time. There's not really a standout Premier League club that would go after Elise, because they've already got wingers in those positions. Madhouse, is your daughter called Keely? No. I think that would be like borderline narcissism, wouldn't it? Keely. No, not at all. Prince River says, wow, worst personality on TikTok. What? The worst social media, and this person thinks Key is up there. Someone needs a reality check. I was kind of hoping I thought more people would agree with that. That's definitely something to whack in the bio. Worst. Dominic Sobersley, booked. MUFC says that Wolves striker can't even control the ball. Where did Wolves find him? He was prolific in the Belgian league, mate. Very, very good player. Tolo Arokadari. Rasta says, I know you and the rest of the Liverpool fans feeling better today, Kay. Getting back one over the mighty Wolves, mate. It's a result that we desperately needed, Rasta. We've been praying for something like this. Just a nice... I said 3-0 before the game, and I always thought we would win quite comfortably today. And it's played out like that. I think we were the better side first half, much better second half. Here's Sobersley. If we can get the pass right, here's Wirtz. Got to get the ball right here, Wirtz. What a ball. Dom. Play it back to Cody. Robbo. Bayern trying to extend Elise's contract. I think that's because they know that something's coming with Elise. MUFC says, Rio Ingamoa is the reason you've won this game. He's your best player by a country mile. I won't go that far. He's done well, don't get me wrong. I think he has done well, but this is why we're being really protective of him, and he's took him off after 70 minutes. It's important. You've got to look after these young players. So Frimpong and Wirtz coming on for Salah and Engamoa. Raul Limbre, has it been a good game? Yes, I think it has. Van Dijk limping is not a good sign, though. Oh, get him off. Get Van Dijk off. Have we got anybody we can put on? Anybody on the bench? Just take him off. Don't take any risks. Maybe Kanate. Bring Kanate on for the last fucking 15, 20 minutes, for God's sake. Creed, that's an interesting comment from 23rd in the league. Doctor Who Mania, what's your subscriber goal for the year? I haven't really got one, mate. I don't really know. I mean, we was on 6,000 subs at Christmas. So, yeah, I don't know. Sky's the limit. Maybe, I don't know. This might be it. And if it is, I'm fine with that, honestly. Like, hopefully it's not, but every day we seem to get new people joining the chat, and it's good fun. And as long as it's good fun, then we'll keep doing it. I enjoy it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I think it's a good laugh. And I'm watching the games anyway, so it's nice. I enjoy it. I think it's lovely. Curtis Jones, strike! Oh, Curtis! Open the top drawer, plonk that right in there. It's about time he did something. He's been dreadful. He was responsible maybe for the goal given in midweek, the late Wolves winner. But I tell you what, that's Curtis Jones at his absolute best. Picking the ball up, driving at the opposition, cuts inside, curls it bottom corner. Wonderful goal. And I'm really pleased for him. I still don't think he'll be at Liverpool next season for what it's worth. But he's a very, very talented player. And hopefully there's a team puts the money in the pocket for him. Puts their hand in the pocket for him. Come the end of the season. But a great goal from Curtis. Wolves 0, Liverpool 3. Get in there. Yes. Passed it in. Beelzebub Gakpo last season. Not from... I'd keep Cody Gakpo. I really would. I would keep him, and I would... yeah, I'd keep Cody Gakpo, and I would loan out Rio Ingamoa. G-Man, peace out. Unsuccessful hate watch. Hey, listen. Good to have you in though, mate. I appreciate you coming in and watching anyway. Thank you. 124. Where's your Jones hate now? It's still there. I've just said, even after he scored, this is it. People react emotionally and don't stay consistent with their opinions. I am doing. Jones has just scored a wonderful goal. I'll give him credit for it. But I'm still saying I want him gone in the summer. He's not a Liverpool player. And I don't think he ever will be, to be honest. Max, where do you think Liverpool finish in the Premier League? And do you think any trophies? I think third, and I think we maybe win the FA Cup. I don't know. We'll see. Real Life says, anyways, I'm going to rethink everything, hoping Wolves will win twice. See you later, Key and chat. Take it easy, Real Life. Have a good one, mate. Creed says, to be fair, Oxford have deserved this tonight. Look decent going forward, and we've just been shocking. Not one of those games where it's an undeserved win or anything. Oxford have played well. There you go. Reese says, weeks ago, me and you called him pants, but a few times this season he shows a sprinkling of class. That was special, but he never does it in the decisive moments, does he? Not enough. Not enough for me. No. One, two, four, but Gakpo is. Gakpo is good enough to be a backup for Liverpool. I don't think Jones is and ever will be. I think we have to demand better from Curtis Jones. And to be honest, I actually think Curtis Jones probably, if we said to him, you'll be a backup at Liverpool, I don't think he'd want to stay, but I think Cody Gakpo would. I think that's the difference. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I think Cody Gakpo is happy being one of two wingers on that left-hand side, whereas Curtis is maybe expecting and wants to be, amongst the starting midfielders, and he's just not that level, and that's why he's going to go. Sam, he's been one of your best players this season, you potato. You've not watched much footy then. Carl, I'd have Curtis. You'd have Curtis? Really? Be very surprised. I think he'd go to somewhere like a Newcastle or maybe a Spurs. Somewhere like that. Maybe a Villa. I think he'd do well at Villa. He'd do well at Fulham. Wolves fans leaving. The pride of Merseyside says Jones ain't going anywhere. Come on. Why is he not going? Surely his expectation... I almost judge him a little bit if he stays, because he's like Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott wanted more minutes. We couldn't offer him more minutes, so he's gone in the pursuit of more minutes. I get fine. Exactly what you should do. Curtis Jones should be in the same boat. He's not good enough. He just is not good enough. Like I said, if his name was Curtiso Jonesio and he was from Italy, he wouldn't even be anywhere near the squad. Madhouse, I'm off key. Bye. Take care. Take it easy, Madhouse. Have a good night, lad. Daddy-o, I could see Gakpo going to Spurs and be a star player there. Gakpo, wherever Gakpo goes, he'll do really well. Good player. Very effective. Vin, where's the logic in that? They leak goals and City leak goals, mate. They've only conceded like 4 or 5 more than Arsenal. They don't leak goals. What are you talking about? They leak goals. That's nonsense. City don't leak goals. Let's not pretend like because Arsenal have got the best defence in the league that every other defence is like absolutely shocking and substandard. They've got a very good defence, City. A very, very good defence. What are we up to? Says, where's Rasta? Torino pull one back. Brendan says he's the John Joe Shelby of this Liverpool team. There's a bit of quality there, but not enough to be a starter. Exactly. 3-star calling it a night now, Key. The game is in the bag. See everyone tomorrow. Take care. Yeah, take it easy, everyone. Well, take it easy, 3-star if you're going. Still got another 10 minutes or so here at Molineux. Bad tackle that on Alexis McAllister from Hwang Hee-chan. Very bad tackle. Leak more goals than Arsenal then first. Well, hey, listen, again, there's still a long way to go, mate. They might by the end of the season have leaked about the same number of goals as Arsenal. It might not be much difference. Who knows? Still a long way to go. Daddy-O, I wouldn't say leak goals, but chance creation against them is definitely up. Maybe in the last few games. I mean, I think wasn't there a point not that long ago where City had a better defence than Arsenal? Like, only very recently they were doing all right defensively. Like, they got a few games. They only conceded 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. They only conceded 9 since before Christmas, like the 20th of December. In fact, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 games only conceded like 9 goals. That's not leaking goals. Sanchez, I think people think City is leaky because they're not as solid as they used to be. Carl says Gay's made a huge difference. That's probably one of the biggest things FSG have got wrong. I honestly wasn't that wedded to Mark Gay. We've talked about this before. Canate coming on for Van Dijk, Naoni on for McAllister. Yeah, Mark Gay was only going to play. He was going to replace Van Dijk, and I don't think that would have been the right decision anyway. I think we're better off getting another centre-back. It might well be Jarrell Kwanzaa. I think that's maybe the best approach for Liverpool, actually. I think it might well be... I hope Canate stays. I am really rooting that Canate stays. If Canate stays... If he doesn't, then I think it's going to have to be Jarrell Kwanzaa coming back in. So it might well be Kwanzaa, Van Dijk, Leone and Jake. That'll be our 4. Joe Gomez will sadly move on, having never scored a goal for Liverpool. Daddy-O, I don't know. I only consume Arsenal propaganda. Ronnie, McAllister injured. That's not good for you. Oh, yeah, it is. Alexis McAllister is definitely... I mean, listen, we could do with him on the bench, but I'm not going to lose a wink of sleep if Alexis McAllister can't play against Galatasaray. Alexis McAllister has been amongst our worst players this season, comfortably. Not even amongst... I would actually say he's been our worst player this season. Quite comfortably. VIN6, is this the worst title defence? No, not even close, mate. Not even close. Oxford fan says, is that not a bit extreme? I mean, did you ever think you were going to beat the mighty Yellows? Sanchez, many thought Rodri was the glue at City, but it was De Bruyne. I don't know, Rodri being out seemed to affect him a lot more. I mean, to be fair, you could maybe draw a straight line, can't you, with, Rodri coming back, and this is a big chance. We've got to get 4 here. Frimpong, hit it, lad. Hit it. Oh, unlucky. Nearly 4. Yeah, you can show the clear sort of return to form of Manchester City since Rodri came back into the side after fitness plagued him after his big injury. Since he's come back in, he's done really well, hasn't he? Thai Explorer, not even close. 100% worst title defence on a par with Leicester. Again, yes, if you've not watched footy. If you've only watched footy in the last, 5 or 6 years, probably, yeah. But if you've watched footy, if you're any older than maybe 18, 19, and you've watched footy for a while, then no, you wouldn't think it's anywhere close to that. What are we up to? Carl, any plans to team up with online? No. No, not at all, mate. No. Can't do that on TikTok anyway. VI, any Spurs fans? No. Yeah, Spurs, got plenty of Spurs fans in. Julius is a Spurs fan. Not maybe on here, but over on the main platform where we are live every day. Yeah, plenty of Spurs fans over there. Alf says Rodri being out affected City more because there was no one there to pick up his role, and City was also just a regressing team. Daddy-O, Leicester and Chelsea in recent memory alone are worse. Leicester, Chelsea. Blackburn would be another one going back a bit further. To be honest, even Leeds. Man United finished 7th, didn't they, when David Moyes came in? Okay, I hope you stub your toe post-stream. Lad, I hope you get dead bad cramp. I hope you wake up in the night, right, and you roll over and you get dead bad cramp, and then you just, it goes away and then you're fine. But for that little minute, you get dead bad cramp. That's what I hope. Luke says Leicester lost a lot of their best players and couldn't replace them, though. Well... Case in points, yeah. 12 Anti said Liverpool win the league easy, even if they don't sign Isak. I did also say that we needed to sign loads more players, and that was before a lot of players even left, to be honest. That was before we lost a lot of players. Here's Joe Gomez. Ooh. My boy Morrison coming on to teach Slot. Teach him what? Teach Slot. Shocking. Adam Cavani, is Klopp returning key? No. Klopp didn't fancy a hard job. Didn't fancy the job of turning Liverpool into a force again and, moving out some of the older players and bringing in some new younger players. He didn't fancy that. He didn't fancy it. He didn't have the stomach for it, so off he went. In came Arne Slot, and I think he's doing a sterling job so far. I really do. I think he's doing well. We're 3 points off third. 3 points off third, and we finished third in the Champions League. People don't seem to talk about that as much. Third in the Champions League. We're through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup now, and we are 3 points off third. It's kind of where Liverpool are. We're not in the same realm. We're not in the same stratosphere as Arsenal and City. We've spent much less, and we've lost a lot of key players. We're nowhere near that. If you look at our bench, it tells you everything you need to know. Four-mins have added time. Yeah, is there? Oh no, Sobersley. Strike! Oh, Kieran Morrison, unlucky. Nearly 4-0. Should have been 4-0. Passport, thank you very much for the heart, mate. Good to see you. Luke says you are not Leicester. Oh, we lost really important players. Same as Leicester did. Riyad Mahrez, Kante. We lost Trent and Diaz. Lost a lot of key players. My boy Rio, man of the match. Nowhere close. Andy Robertson every day. Frimpong, must be. Oh, why have you not pulled that back? Shocking. Diego Mar says, I thought this guy only watched Arsenal games. No, you're wrong, mate. I watch a game every single day of the week. Every single day I watch a game of football. 512 games last year. So, no, we watch everyone. One, two, four, because of your agenda. No, because of your agenda. Because of your blindness. Here we go. Blind agenda. Ball played over to the right-hand side. Oh, good touch by Curtis. Neone, good pass. Very good pass. Well done. Oh, great ball in. Must be. Oh, how's that stayed out? Canate. 1, 2, 4. You're looking at the chat more than the actual game. Nah, nowhere near. Should score there. Brendan, they gave Rio man of the match. Of course they did. Of course they're going to give Rio man of the match. They're always about building up these young kids to knock them down. Makes good TV, doesn't it? But I think anyone with a brain would look at it and go, Andy Robertson's man of the match. Andy Robertson, goal and an absolute screamer and an assist. It's not Rio Engamoa. It's a little bit like head patting, innit? Young lad. Oh, he's done well, Annie. He's done well. 16, 17, coming in. Playing a bit. He's a wonderful young player. I just think we've got to be very careful with him, that's all. Nigel says Liverpool passing so well tonight, looking like they can score every time they go forward. Good all-round team performance. My prediction was 3-1 Liverpool. Could and should have been 5. Strike. Oh, good save. Unlucky from Wirtz. Ast says, you only say professional scaffolding for Arsenal. What about Liverpool the other day? Oh, it's there! Wolves have scored! Oh, Hwang! Jesus, you said 3-1. It is 3-1. And they've got a little consolation on the counter-attack. Wolves 1, Liverpool 3. Couldn't even keep a clean sheet. Soon as Virgil comes off, defence is gone. Defence is absolutely gone. He's miles onside. It's a good pass. Szoboszlai. Do you know what? It's Dominic Szoboszlai. It's Dominic Szoboszlai, that. Shocking from Dom. What's he doing? Rule number 1. Never let the ball bounce. That is shocking from Szoboszlai. Absolutely dreadful. Oh, it's terrible defending. It's absolutely terrible defending from Szoboszlai there. Wolves 1, Liverpool 3. Thank God we've already got the game wrapped up. So poor. Carl, he's not a defender, mate. He is a football player, though, right? Like, I'm not a football player, but I know rule number 1 is that you never let the ball bounce. That's something you're taught, like, right back at the start, like lesson 1. Lesson 1 in football. Never let the ball bounce. Robbo, man of the match. It should have been. Yeah, it should have been. 1 goal, 1 assist. Big moment. Should have been Salah. Ball over to the right-hand side. Kanate. That's a foul, ref. Come on. Graham, we've only got the kids on. Reece says Dom does some unspeakably shit brain fart errors for us, as wonderful as he is. This is why I said, honestly, I wouldn't be that arsed if he went in the summer. He's got a big head. He's got a massive head. You know, doing stupid braids with his hair. Come on, hit it, Grav. Hit it. Must be. Oh, what a goal that is. He's not offside. He's not offside. He's not offside. That's a wonderful goal. That's one of the greatest goals you'll ever see if that gets given. Absolute. Talking about Jack Wilshere for Arsenal a few years ago. Look at that. Great little run. He's quite a bit offside, actually. He's actually quite a bit offside. But it's a great goal. Fabulous goal. Sanchez, right, I'm off. Hope you enjoy the birthday and a day off. Cheers, mate. Well, it's not a day off. I'm still live tomorrow for Wrexham. Wrexham Chelsea, 5:30. 1, 2, 4. Wouldn't care if our best player leaves in the summer. I've heard it all. He's not our best player. Not our best player at all. Carl, I feel for Dom. He's a machine in the centre of the park. Gets pushed out on the right to cover. I know, but you're still going to be able to take the ball. Being played on a slightly different part of the pitch doesn't stop you being able to trap a ball or head a ball or clear it away. There's some basic things that Dominic Szoboszlai... Don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting him to, like, be an expert at right back. I expect him to win his duels. But what I do expect is when the ball's coming down over your head like that, get it away. Just head it, get it away. Don't need to stop trying to control it. And to be fair, he gets pushed out onto the right because that's where Liverpool are at the minute. We haven't got any other options. We've got no other right back. So someone's got to play there. Someone has to play out of position. Well done, Kieran Morrison. Did very well there. Do you know what? I will say this. Kieran Morrison has done very well coming off the bench. He has done very well. Brendan, can you admit Salah was good tonight? Nah, I think he's done okay. Just okay. I've not really seen an awful lot of Mo Salah other than the actual goal. What's he done? Right, Liverpool, free kick here. Szoboszlai and Wirtz stood over it. This is where we could kill it off. This is where... Just have a go, lad. Just have a go. It's the last minute. You might as well just have a go. Give it to Flo. Yeah, give it to Wirtz. Go on, lad. Stick it in. Florian Wirtz. This would be a fantastic end to the night. If the German maestro can ping it in the top bins here. Florian Wirtz, miles over, and that's full time. It is, yeah. Wolves 1, Liverpool 3. Fantastic results. Much justified. Very, very fair results. And there you go, 3-1. Liverpool sail through to the quarter-finals. Love it. Brendan says, Szoboszlai is our best player this year by a mile. Key. Come on, Van Dijk's made plenty of worse errors this season. Doesn't mean he's a terrible player. I'm not saying he's a... Why are you jumping to terrible player? Why are you trying to put words into my mouth? I never said he's a terrible player. Reece says, this season he's been my favourite Liverpool player, but at times his concentration avoids him and he sticks out like a sore thumb. Level of subconscious arrogance, perhaps. Like I said, I do think he's been one of our best players. I just said I don't think I'd be that arsed if he went. I just wouldn't. Like, if he goes, I'm not going to lose a wink of sleep over him going. There's players who aren't... Like, Florian Wirtz, for example, is probably... He's had long parts of this season where he's not been that good. I think he's been a lot better recently. This like last couple of months, I would argue he's been better than Szoboszlai. But for the large part of the season, yeah, Szoboszlai's probably been our more important player. But I'd be more arsed if Wirtz went, or Ekitike, or Kirkes, or Leone, or Isak. I would be a lot more arsed if any of them went. Or even, do you know what? I'd genuinely be more arsed if Andy Robertson went in the summer than Szoboszlai in the summer. I want Andy Robertson to sign a new contract. I think he's another, like when we let Jordan Henderson go and Milner go in the same summer. He needs to stay. He's a captain and we need to keep more of them at the club. We will regret it if he goes. He's an absolute leader and we need to keep hold of him. Right. Wolves 1, Liverpool 3, full time. I will be back tomorrow night for Wrexham against Chelsea, followed by Manchester City away at Newcastle, 8 o'clock. FA Cup 5th round, isn't it? Both of those FA Cup 5th round ties. If you want to join me tomorrow, then make sure you followed, make sure you've hit the like button, make sure you've subscribed if you want to see more of this, if you want to be part of the chats going forward. And I will see you all tomorrow night. Have a lovely, lovely Friday night. Take it easy. Ta-ra.